Okay, there we go. Welcome back, guys. It's good to see you all. You had a productive week and fun weekends, I hope.
No, never.
Never?
Not allowed.
I've heard some things happened.
I mean, I've sold over $50,000 the last 2 days, so that was cool.
Holy
Sold
shit.
$50,000? Product?
Product, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's crazy, dude. Nice.
Congrats. I can afford to pay the Patreon.
Woo! So going back to last session, you guys had the first little get-together for your new group, having TPK'd many times. We partially rolled up new characters and kept some of the old ones, and all of you were revealed a few things. You found out that you were Great Souls. You found out that there's some sort of prolonged winter happening. You all took refuge in the same town, and you all accepted a job with a little bit of reluctance at first to go and investigate a cave structure nearby that the monks of the monastery have been kind of weary of going into. Upon entering, you found yourselves soon wrapped up in some sort of maze or labyrinth contained within the cave, and you've made it through quite a bit, getting fairly close to what seems like the back end of the room and some sort of central statue that rests there. Recently, you've made it into a room where there was a depiction of one of your own members and some pictures on the wall behind him that were concerning. We rejoin you all now here, with Mac the Elmatic in the room looking at these drawings up close and shouting down the hallway to Romero, who has walked away. What do you guys want to do?
I think Romero, trying to just put it out of his mind that there's a statue with shit that has just happened to him behind him, is just gonna keep on walking.
Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
It's Romero!
Someone's cranky.
Wait, so, could you just go over what we saw in the statue room to refresh our memories, please?
There's a depiction of Romero. There's a statue of him, and it's unmistakably identified as him. Like, all of the features match up perfectly. He's seated there currently, and behind him there is a mural much like that you saw in this room over here. You can see what looks like lines that kind of come off near the back of his head here and spread outwards and upwards along the back end mural. In these lines, you see depictions of a few things. The exact images I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember that the last one that appeared there while you were looking at it, was that of a skull.
Yep, and I was out of the room, or Romero was out of the room before he saw that.
Mm.
Yeah, it appeared once you left.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck it, we're gonna let this guy die. You know what? Let's go handle work.
Okay.
Okay, I guess we're just continuing down the hall.
I'm trying to holler into your bitch ass.
I told you, my name is Romero.
Bitch ass.
Alright, what do we see as we round the corner?
Okay.
Slightly subtly, but probably not too stealthily. Actually, no, yeah, stealthily. Come on, round the corner.
Not stealthily.
Oh. Fucking rude.
You can see an incredibly long hallway that runs out and goes like this for quite a while. However, it caps off at the end, and there's a few doorways on its side. It also appears there's another hall that goes down here. There's 3 doors here. Everything is dimly lit like the rest of the maze.
Guys, didn't we say we're always going left?
Yeah, we did.
Fuck you, doors.
Oh boy.
You know, the skull was probably just Wait. Did the things that we killed in the other room, they weren't skeletons. They were like...
They looked like representations of humans made out of sand.
Alright. Huh.
So,
Never mind then.
rounding the corner here, you can see that this opens up into a fairly large room. There's an opening over here, and this extends all the way down here. Dice rolls to make.
I hate the dice roll already.
I know.
It's gonna be bad.
The room looks like it's completely empty. The walls that you can see here don't seem to have any markings on them or anything like that, and there's no items laying around either. No chairs, beds, tables, anything like that.
Alright, start running my hand along the walls here.
Okay.
Gonna follow this around.
Yeah, I guess.
Tiptoe into a pit.
And the room is just empty.
The room is empty.
Okay. I don't have my spell document open.
So, as you enter into the room, Romero, a voice speaks into your mind, and it...
Oh, happy. Does it
Yep.
sound like Oberic?
No, it doesn't. It's most certainly not Oberic. It sounds like a partially broken voice, like that of perhaps like a weakened person. Maybe somebody who is ill or speaking with great difficulty. And you can hear the first thing that they say is they call out your name. You hear Romero.
So I just hear Romero and a broken. All right. I'm gonna look around. Does anything look unusual when, like, I hear that? Like, does it sound like it's coming from a certain direction?
No, it sounds like it's coming from everywhere at once almost, and it's not overwhelming or anything like that. But it's very clear. It's almost as though the person is speaking to you, maybe like 2 feet away.
I will try thinking in my mind. And just think the thought. Yes? Do I get any response if there's communication back?
You hear, you and your companions are quite powerful. And when that last sentence finishes, you hear the sound of something rather loud from further up ahead. Talius, as you round the corner, you see in front of you a large stone slab slams down and blocks the way forward.
I just think,
Fuck.
as I hear that, just, we might be? Talius, what just happened over there?
Nothing. I don't like it. It's not good. Stone slab slammed down. That way is now blocked.
Roll a
I'm
perception
going to.
check to see if you saw anything when you round the corner before the slab came down.
Oh, not good. Like, 1 second. I think it's
11.
like 12 or 11. That sounds right.
You actually saw the contents of the hallway for a brief moment. It was a very short hallway, and I'll draw it in here. It goes like this, and then meets with an incredibly large archway that has what looks like a rather ornate gate in it. And definitely looks like Wang.
That is rather phallic. Thank you.
Sounds like a Sloss kind of gate.
You didn't see what was past the gate. It seemed like the room might have been darkened a bit more, or perhaps you just didn't have enough time. But you definitely saw that it went up to some sort of gate there. The voice continues, Romero, and says, "All passed my tests.
Uh-huh. We did. Did we? Feels like we avoided some. I'm gonna start wandering around the room, seeing if it sounds any different. Just wandering.
Okay. As you walk around, it doesn't seem like the direction of the voice changes, and the voice continues. It says, I've gathered all of you here for a purpose.
And what would that purpose happen to be? Serious voice?
I have an offer to make to you, though I had to be sure that you would be strong enough to carry out the task.
Well, if we are, I'm sure you would be willing to make this offer in front of us.
You hear the voice pauses for a second and then says, in time.
Can I get a name? Maybe even a pseudonym? Anything. What should I call you, voice in my mind?
For now, the winged one suffice.
The winged one it is. And I'll say that last bit out loud. Just the winged one it is.
Okay, do you guys respond at all? Romero hasn't said anything for the last while.
You okay?
Just some passing thoughts at the moment.
Romero, I've looked into your past and your future. I see that which lays before you, that which is already past. I can guide you through the things to come, but your group will have to agree to a certain proposition of mine.
Can I make like a history check about the winged one?
Sure. You have proficiency, I assume?
As a wizard, I hope. Yes, I do. Wait, no, I don't.
Oh
Shit!
Why are you bad?
You
Sorry.
liar.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Unfortunately, no. If you have religion, I'll allow that.
I don't have religion. The cleric never has religion.
I have Jack of Trades, but I refuse.
Okay.
Okay.
I have history.
Well, back in my mind, I already have someone who's trying to guide me, but what is your offer? Because I'm sure we all need assistance from here and there.
Are you speaking aloud or into your mind like before?
In my mind.
Okay. It says to you, I've watched your progress through the years, how you've grown and how you've come to worship Oberic. But I can tell you that the destruction that will lay before you is not the kind that will lead your group to salvation. And I can offer you a different path.
Well, so far the path has been opened. Has been fairly open. I'll continue listening.
What I require from you is the loyalty to travel the specific item. You must make sure that no harm comes to this item. And upon my further instruction, you are to take it to certain locations. Other than this, I ask little, though you would be wise not to tell people that you are in possession of this item. It is both of magical nature and quite powerful, and you would be a fool to bring the eyes of others onto this possession so long as you hold it.
What might this possession actually be?
You hear the sound of stone moving on stone, and the large slab that bars the path begins to raise up.
Okay. Do I see what's before us?
In front of you, there's a large, ornate gate, and you can see that what keeps you from traveling forward is a set of bars. The bars here are set up so that they all meet at a central point here. So instead of the classical gate where you would see like a bunch of vertical bars and maybe a horizontal one or two, all of these come from different holes in the wall and meet at the center where there rests an incredibly large lock. It's like a massive padlock, maybe about the size of like a Goliath's hand. Beyond that gate, you can see that there's an expansive room, and what looks like stairs almost that lead up to somewhere. From your vantage point, it looks as though the stairs would go to the large statue that you could see when you were back, like, entering the maze, though the statue seems to be gone.
I'll start making my way forward. And just in my mind say, you want me to keep something hidden. And you say that you've heard my past.
I've watched all of it, Romero. Since the moment that you touched the orb, I've seen everything, every waking day leading up to this moment.
Then you know how bad of a liar I am. Why do you trust me with an object that I can't?
I have my reasons, Romero.
Just like say to everyone, let's continue forward.
I'd like everybody who's not Romero to roll an insight check, please.
Do I get advantage because I don't like this?
You certainly
I
don't,
choose-
but a good try. Hey, you got a 19.
I choose to fail.
Okay. Hey, 2 19s. All right,
24.
Mac,
Still a
you-
19.
you're not paying any attention to this in detail. However, both Varys and Talius, you suspect something. Not necessarily that Romero is intending to lead you astray or anything, but he's definitely withholding information.
Romero, why don't you step back into the room and then let's talk about what we're gonna do from here. Yeah?
Let's keep moving forward for the moment. I'm not sure what's going on. We can figure it out up here.
I feel more comfortable in here rather than past the stone gate thing that was previously blocking this passage a second ago.
Are you sure?
Yep.
As the four of you begin to pause here and your progress forward halts, you hear something. It sounds like an object rolling on a hard surface, and then behind you, Varys, landing on the ground, a small opening in the wall appears, and another ball seems to fall down onto the floor.
Gonna look backwards. Maybe we should move forward.
Little ball. You scared, Romero? It's a little ball, man.
Yeah, you almost. Wait, who almost immediate? Was it Talius who almost immediate? One of our. Talius almost immediately died to a rolling ball. Let's.
Of scorpions. This is just
Yes.
a ball. That was a glass jar.
Who wants to bet that that's not just a ball?
Romero, could you just please come back into the room, take a step away from the closing stone gate, and we could talk about this. Yeah?
All right. I'm just in my head. Just what is that?
Ball.
Okay.
Trying to talk again.
As you step closer and take a look at this object, Mac, the ball seems rather familiar. Make an intelligence check for me.
Alright, flat roll. That was the worst roll of my life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it worked
14.
out.
You're good.
You've seen this before. It's exactly the same orb as the one that you saw in the puzzle back here. It's identical, or at least a very careful reproduction.
Guys, I think this is one of those wispy, heady things that we had in the other room.
Huh.
Weren't we supposed to get a cube in a bowl instead of another one of these?
Yeah. However, maybe we just need more balls? I don't know, Mac. That seems more like your department.
Varys,
So-
come grab this.
So you said, what, the winged one? Or which
Yeah.
was?
And I'm just gonna say in my head, you have plans for all of us.
There's no response.
Are you said that you're here for my party and I. Can I tell them of you?
The voice seems to be gone. You've waited the last little while and haven't heard anything of it. Indeed, once your group had started chatting up by the entranceway here, it said nothing further to you. You can't tell if it's still lurking around back in the recesses of your mind or if it's gone.
Go over to the ball. Who has the other like stone ball?
Nobody does. It vanished.
Right. I'm gonna go up to it and just. Does it look like the exact same ball as before?
Mm-hmm.
Well, should we just pick it up? I'm just gonna
Man.
grab it.
The last one didn't hurt us, so.
I'll just pick it up off the floor.
Okay. You pick up the ball, and it's familiar in your hand. You remember using this during the puzzle last time.
I guess I'll just pocket it now.
Okay. You have a sphere in your backpack now. Uh-oh.
Alright, guys, we got this giant gate in front of us. I say we go hit up these rooms back there and see if we can find a key.
Well, you said always go left. That's technically left.
Yep.
Should
What about
like
it?
I want to go to the door and just inspect the lock.
The lock seems to ask for a key of no normal nature. Instead of the small keyhole that you would see generally on a lock like this, you see what looks like a star pattern almost. It's like a star patterned hole.
I'm just gonna say in my mind. Is this another test?
There's no response.
I'm gonna like audibly sigh heavily and well, Talius, let's look for a continued path. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, well, where did you find information, or where did you find this name, the winged one? I mean, if it's written down somewhere, it might be a clue as to how to proceed. I'm just looking at the walls, trying to feel where they are, like where he was feeling.
I'm gonna look at him and say, honestly, it just came to me.
By the way, that was
Okay.
Casey was the one against the wall. He was the one by the.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Alright. Can I make an insight check on that?
Sure.
It's not gonna go well. Oh. Woo.
Your appraisal from before that something wasn't right and that Romero was keeping something from you still persists, and you don't doubt that for a moment. However, this last statement, you're not sure whether to make heads or tails of it.
Alright, and I'm just gonna continue down the wall behind Varys.
Okay.
I'll just start to follow, just deep in thought.
Okay.
Do we see anything different in this hallway with the doors?
This hallway is the same as all the previous ones, and you can see that there is a set of 3 doors spaced out along the right-hand side.
Well, Varys, what door?
Not sure.
Well, we always said left, so we have to follow the wall around to the left. Takes us down to this one first.
Well, that's the most sound logic you've made.
Not the most
Realize.
sound I've made.
Who wants to open it?
I just realized I went right back into Straston. Well, that's.
All right, let's open this shit.
Hmm. I have no way to open this.
What do we got it locked with again?
I'm gonna literally just touch the door and see if there's anything like traps or anything. I don't know.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Oh, that's bad. That's a 6.
You don't see any indication that this door might be trapped.
Is it locked?
It doesn't seem like it. As you touch on the door, it moves ever so slightly as though you can open it freely.
Gonna open it then.
Okay. As you go to open the door, you find that in front of you is nothing but darkness, and a rushing wind pushes in behind you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, shit. Alright. Fuck. That's a 5.
Okay.
No, that's a 6.
You're lifted off of your feet and propelled by a strong wind that seemingly comes from nowhere and then pushes you off into the darkness here.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
You guys all see that Romero opens up the door, and on the other side there's nothing. It's just shadow, just pure darkness. And suddenly a heavy gust of wind pushes him through the door.
Can I, like, immediately throw some rope and try to see if I can throw it at them?
Okay, well you're reaching into your backpack to pull out rope and throw it, so I don't think you would have enough time. You'd fall too
Oh,
fast.
Is he falling?
Yeah, it looks like it.
He's falling right now. Do I still have sight of him?
Let's see here. So you moved over to the door just now. You would have a moment where you could see him there into the room, and it looks like, yes, he's falling down.
I'm gonna try to cast let me just double check that I have this prepared. Yes, Featherfall.
Ah.
This might be a very shitty waste of a spell, but I'd also save it. So
I appreciate it nonetheless. Holy
Okay.
shit.
Your magic rings out, and you watch as beyond your beyond your ability to save him, now too far, you do manage to cast the spell, and Romero seems to drift awkwardly off into darkness here.
I guess as soon as I feel myself drifting, I'm just gonna like scramble around for my pack and try to light another torch.
Okay. You watch as he falls and disappears from existence.
Do I disappear from existence?
Romero, you're currently falling and fumbling through your backpack. There's some sort of magic which has caused you to like fall slower, but that's about it. And you're in darkness fumbling around.
I'm gonna yell out. Can you all still hear me?
You guys don't hear anything.
He's dead.
Cool.
Well, at least we did a TPK.
Fuck.
Huh. Alright.
He's down another 15.
Do I see anything? Like, do I have my torch lit by now?
We'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do up here?
I'll give you my mic for a second.
Step
I am-
away from the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna like firmly put half of myself against like the doorway and then kind of like lean in a little bit. So I'm still like good, mostly on the doorway, not in the entrance. And I'm going to shoot a firebolt a different direction than Daxon.
Okay. You fire off your firebolt, and it seems to go near endlessly away into the distance. It just kind of flies off into darkness, and then slowly becomes more and more small until it disappeared, and there's nothing there. But you notice something. There's a glint down in the darkness, and you see what looks like an object rushing towards you, becoming larger as it does.
Oh fuck! I dive out of the way.
Okay. Varys, you watch as a perfect sphere lands up on the top here. It kind of dings on the ground a little bit and rolls a bit before finding a place within the cobblestone ground where it settles.
Is it another sphere?
Yeah, it looks like a perfect recreation of that sphere from just a moment ago.
The fuck?
I wonder if I still have that spear in my pack. However, I don't know.
So Romero's dead.
There's a light wind which flutters about the place, but it comes from the opposite direction, instead from the other side of the door, and the door closes gently.
You know, I have a spell that we could use to open the door, and all of this would have been okay. I could have opened it from 30 feet away.
Whew, wow, it would have been great
And-
if when I asked when someone wants to open the door.
You can't talk, you're dead.
Shut the fuck up, Clan.
Hey,
Well, I'm gonna go roll new character.
Okay,
we're gonna rendezvous with him in the fountain room. He'll be there. Don't worry.
I'm gonna pick up the orb.
Okay, you have the orb in your hand.
I'm so glad someone else picked up the orb than I did, because clearly that orb is cursed.
I want to kind of go and check that room to see if if his statue's still there.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, you can go and do that. Do you want to wander down the hall with the orb?
I guess.
Are you guys going to follow behind Varys?
Sure. Why not? What could go wrong?
Oh, tons of stuff.
How about you, Talius? Varys, the strange furball, picks up the orb and then turns to walk down the hallway without
Hey.
saying a word. And Mac follows him.
He's my muscle.
Guys.
He is my muscle.
Guys, wait. Are we just gonna leave him?
I mean, he fucked up. He fell in a dark hole. What do you want me to do?
We have to get him back.
So jump
Do
in.
we all want to jump down?
Well, we have a rope. We could tie someone.
Alright, you shot your firebolt and you saw how far that thing went. You think we gonna have a rope that long?
Hey, well, maybe it's an illusion, right? Like I've seen illusions like that. But like,
The
We
only
shouldn't
thing
just
that's an
leave
illusion
him
right
back
now
there.
is the hope that he is alive.
oh, so,
Fine, let's find out how to help this fucker. But first, open this door.
nah, we should focus on one problem at a time.
I feel like this may be the answer to that problem.
So I take out my rope and I tie one end of it to like my ankle,
Okay.
and I hand Varys the other, and I say, "All right, please don't drop this rope, because
Alright.
I'm gonna jump in and try to find him." Yeah.
Alright.
Here, I'll help secure this with my non-existent strength.
Do we? God, this is such a fucking bad idea.
Yeah.
And why are we
Monday
doing it?
group.
Okay, maybe not. Now that wait.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Listen, he made his endless pit of death on his own. Let him live with it.
I'm
Or
not
die.
gonna jump yet. Just keep a hold of that. Okay?
This thing is gonna lean over the edge like
Sure.
Titanic and fall in.
Okay, and I go and I open the door.
Okay. As you open the door, there's no gust of wind. Indeed, there's no darkness on the other side. You see nothing but sandstone brick directly in front. There's nothing there. There's not even a room. No hallway. Nothing.
Does it look like a solid wall of sandstone brick?
Yeah.
I go tap on it.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, he's gone, buried. Cool.
Alright.
Should we open another door or venture back to see if his statue is still there?
Let's open the middle door. You were right, Mac.
Hey! Someone said
I hand the piece of rope back to him so he can untie it from his leg.
No, keep a hold of that. Just in case I get sucked in.
Alright.
Alright. I open the middle door. Wait. I open it with Mage Hand.
from directly in front. Okay.
You go to open the next door, and you find that on the other side, there's a fairly small room. It's about this big. And over on the other end of it, you can see what looks like an incredibly large pile of gold. It lays on the floor. There's nothing else there, just gold on the ground.
Next.
I feel like that's such a fucking trap. We all agree that we should not enter this room, yes?
I agree that we shouldn't go for the gold. We should definitely get it though. You have
Can you-
mage hand, just reach in and grab it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mage Hand, go pick up a piece, and I'm gonna ready a fireball. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can be ready to shoot one if need be.
Alright. So,
Does your mage
Yeah.
hand go far enough to get into this room? You'll have to get a bit closer to the door.
Okay, I get a bit closer to the door. Yeah.
Okay. As you step closer to the door and send out your mage hand, it reaches over towards the pile of gold at the back of the room. And as it reaches in, you see and hear what sounds unmistakably and looks unmistakably like a handful of gold that your mage hand reaches and grabs up. And then something happens. One of the coins falls from your mage hand here, and it hits the ground. But when it does, it doesn't make the sound of metal clinging to a cobblestone floor. Instead, you hear what sounds like something kind of like turgid and wet that just slaps against the ground.
I close the door. Next room. Yeah? Next
Okay.
room.
I'd like you to roll perception.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Just him, or
Mm-hmm.
did we all hear this?
Just him,
Oh,
who's
you
by
guys
the door.
fucked. 11.
You hear what sounds like a faint grumbling noise from beyond the door as you close it and walk away.
That's just not good. I shouldn't have done that.
I mean, hey, it's still behind the door. Just open the next door.
Okay,
We're
yeah.
gonna cut to you for a very brief second here, Romero. I need you to make for me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
You're dead now.
Phew. Hey, that is a 21.
Okay. Falling
Okay,
here
okay.
in darkness, shapes begin to form in the black, and you start to see what looks like events in your life that have already come to pass, like brief moments with your younger life and the town that you grew up in, when you first had a prayer over at one of the altars of Obrick, those kind of things. But interspersed with them, there are weird, strange, shadowy monsters that lurk in the back of the scenes that you don't remember being there. And you feel like your mind is slipping as this happens. But you're able to kind of hold fast and recognize what is real and what's not. The whole time, you're just falling constantly.
Well, I guess I'll get into like a comfy position. Do I have the torch out by now?
By now, as you get into your backpack, you feel around and it's like there's nothing there. And as you kind of rummage your hand around, it's almost as though all of your possessions are missing. And then you realize you're touching the back of like your shirt and there's no backpack there at all.
Can I look at my own hand?
It's too dark to see anything.
I'm gonna touch my own chest with my hand.
Yeah, you can feel it there.
I guess I'm just gonna get into like a cradled position and keep on falling, I guess.
Okay.
As I just watch things in front of me. I'm gonna try to focus on those shadowy monsters in the background.
Sure. Meanwhile, back in the hallway, you guys are in front of another door. What do you want to do?
Open the other door with Mage Hand?
Ah. As you open the next door, you find that this one leads out into a fairly large, what looks like a prayer hall or something like that. There are pillars that extend outwards.
Look, guys, we did it in backwards order. We were supposed to pray here first.
There's an incredibly large altar, and you can see that there's also a small little chest here, which seems to rest in front of the altar. The corners of the room are filled with what looks like sculptures of some sort. Over here, over here, over here, and the other sides as well. It looks kind of like metallic representations of things that you would see in nature. So somebody has taken metal and twisted it up to form that of a tree and its branches that come out, and those sorts of things. Leaves are made out of pounded sheets of copper, which are attached on the ends. It's all quite beautiful and painstakingly put together. The room is fairly still, and there are torches that run along the walls, giving it a dim but kind of pleasant and not so eerie a glow as the rest of the place. There's also a humanoid shape on the altar, some sort of statue or something.
Does it look like it's staring into my soul?
It looks like somebody kneeling and they're holding something.
You said there's like a little box in front of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you've got to tithe. I haven't been to church in months.
Oh no.
Totally the collection box, guys. Fuck it. I'm going in. Time to die.
Yeah, I start to follow.
Okay. As you start to step in, you notice that there's a sense of calm almost in here. And there's a ceiling above you instead of the opening that you saw in the rest of the maze, so that you're actually kind of closed in a room. But it doesn't feel uncomfortable like you're trapped. It's more so like a pleasant feeling. It's almost homely. As you step into the room, you can see, lit by the torch, with a bit more clarity, the statue over there on top of the altar. This is somebody who leans over on one knee and has in their hand what looks like a perfect sphere that they're looking at intently.
Yo, Varys, you got one of those, right?
Yes.
Go put it in the box.
Alright.
This is our tithe. I'm not giving up real money.
I
This
go
time-
up to the box and open it and put the sphere in.
Okay.
And
You're
then
standing
close
behind
the
a pillar.
box.
It seems like a small chest, and it appears to be locked. As you go to lift it up, you find that you're unable to. The culprit is quite obvious. There's a few screws that seem to bolt it down into the ground, and there's a lock on the front built into the chest itself, which keeps you from opening it up.
Is there a slot on top of the box, like for coins to go in?
No, curiously enough, it doesn't seem like an offering box or anything like that. It's fairly small. It could maybe hold like a few daggers or something like that in length. Like it's like 8-inch across there and maybe 4 in the opposite direction. It's not terribly large. There's no slot for coins at the top.
What type
I
of
put-
temple is this?
I put the
There's Joel
orb.
Osteen.
I put the orb in one of my hands, and then I get down on one knee and stare at the orb.
Okay. As you stare at the orb, you get a sense like the orb is changing almost. Like what you're looking at, it's shifting and the surface of it is moving around almost. Do you want to continue staring at the orb?
I guess.
The two of you see what looks like colored lines that start to erupt and drift away from the back of Varys' head as he makes the same pose as the statue and stares at the ball here. Do you stop him or just watch and get behind the pillar like Talius?
I take cover and then I watch and awe. Safety first.
Safety first, kids. Always wear a condom before opening doors.
God.
It seems like nobody stops you.
All right.
The lines become more intense, and eventually something happens. You see the ball, seemingly, vanish, and you hear a click, and it looks as though the chest over to your side has opened up. You hear a voice into your head as you're staring over at the chest, realizing that it's now free for you to get at it. And the voice says, Varys.
Yes.
Are you saying
I
that out
think-
loud?
No, I think yes.
Okay.
Question mark.
The voice says, I've seen into your mind, both past and present. I've watched the forests from which you've traveled, and I've seen how you've seen your companions here. I have an offer for you.
What is this offer?
I can provide you guidance for the future and lead your group so that they will find prosperity and wealth as opposed to the tragedy which has befallen Romero. In exchange,
What
I
what has
have-
happened to him?
It appears he's been lost to the maze.
What is the maze?
God.
Varys, I need you to focus on my proposition. I require that your group take an item and guard it closely, for it is powerful and magical, and others will seek to have it once you do. Can you accomplish this task in exchange for what I offer?
I guess.
The voice takes on a reassuring tone and continues and says, I know this is difficult to understand, and there is much that I will tell you with time. But know that though I am but a formless voice in your head, I have no ill will against the forest from which you've come, or the companions with which you travel.
I don't know much of them either. Except the bard is quite loud.
As if in response, the top of the chest lifts backwards and reveals what looks like some sort of, maybe like a statuette or a talisman. You see that it appears to take the form of a bird, and the bird has in its hand what looks like, or sorry, its talons rather, what looks like a large stone block shaped like a star.
I pick up the little stone bird
Okay.
since I like stonework.
Okay. I want you to make for me either perception or investigation.
Perception or perception.
That was nearly a 1.
That would be 22.
Okay. There's an incredible detail to this statuette, and it seems like whoever has carved it or created it has put in an incredible amount of time and care. It seems, indeed, like a master stoneworker must have been the one behind this.
Is there any sign of who made it? A stamp, a signature, anything?
Curiously, no, as you look around to see if maybe the author has left some clue, you find nothing.
I'll put it in my bag.
Okay.
Then I want to look at the other stuff that's around the around the room.
Okay. Around you, you see metal representations of nature that fill the corners here. Trees which have been made of twisted metal, though not in some horrid and evil sense. They look like accurate representations and almost offer the same sort of soothing feeling that being in a forest glen would offer.
There's nothing else in the room except that
Doesn't
and the
seem
statue.
so. Mac and Talius, you see that Varys has retrieved some stone object from the case which is opened here in front of him, and the orb has vanished.
What do you got over there, Varys?
It's a little stone bird. You know how I love stonework. I want to keep this little guy.
We didn't come here for an artisans fest.
So you said the bird has like a small star in it, or on its like
Yeah, so
being
the
grasped
bird is in flight as though it's hefting something around, and towards its talons it holds onto some sort of piece of stone, which has been carved into a star.
Is said star about the same shape and size as the keyhole?
It certainly seems like it, though you're staring at it from behind a pillar off in the distance.
that's, that's a fair point.
So you can't be sure.
Oh, okay. I will start to get closer, I guess, to get a better look.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you, Romero.
Fuck, he's so dead, guys.
Okay. That's a 19.
Okay. What do you guys do over here in the temple?
I want to venture forth back to the room to see if the statue, to see if it's still the same in the room.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
I agree. It seems like a logical thing to do.
I'm gonna go open this door again while they're doing this.
Once again, you find nothing but stone brick on the other side.
Fuck. Alright, then I follow them.
Okay. Eventually making your way back, you get to this room, and as you open it up, you see a depiction of you, Varys.
Ah!
The statue has changed, and there's now a rather larger statue of you here, and behind on the wall, there are once again lines which erupt out from the central point of your head and spread further up along the way. Oh my god, that's a fucking horrible noise. Give me 2 seconds. Jesus Christ.
Shut up, you're dead.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk. Stop.
You're ruining the
Stop.
experience for all the live people.
We tried to help. I'm sorry, but you're dead now.
So back over here at the room, on the wall you can see that there's a bunch of things that seem to be related to your life almost, Varys. You see there's a depiction of trees. You see what looks like mason's tools over in one area. You see another which looks like a handshake almost, like two hands meeting. There's still quite a bit of the mural which has been left unfinished, and you can see space within the lines that almost seem to wait for more images to take place and fill their spots.
So that's unnerving, but I think that bird statuette is the key to that gate, and chances are, if we go open that gate, Romero might be there, as that's where he was heading. At least I hope.
Oh god.
You want to go check and see?
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
When they leave, I'm gonna pop my head back in there after a few seconds to see if the same thing happens as last time.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
He dies.
As you go to look back, you see something. Indeed, it's like a new image is forming. And I want you to go ahead and make for me an intelligence check, Mac. It's like an abstract image. You're not entirely sure what it is at first. We'll see if you can figure it out.
13?
You see what looks like either a wand or a staff that kind of appears there.
Alright, we're just gonna walk along here. He's gonna go pick up the fucking item.
Okay. You make your way down back towards this area, and it's the same as you remember. You traverse the same long, winding hall that you've been up and down so many times, and eventually here you are. What do you guys want to do?
I approach it with my little stone birdie and see if he can unlock the door, the gate.
It definitely seems like they meet up. Are you going to place it in there?
Yes.
Okay. The stone seems to come to life, and you see that the bird that is perched, or rather kind of carrying this key, seems to leap off of it and flies up through the air, and you watch the gate begin to open. What's that?
Can I ask the bird if he's always been alive? Since I have speech of beast and leaf?
Sure, you try to communicate with it the same way you have with a lot of nature's creatures, but it doesn't seem to respond. It does flap its wings and stays about head height with you nearby as the gate slowly opens. You watch as the padlock falls from its place here and lands on the ground with a heavy clang as all these poles seem to move back into the wall, and the way ahead is no longer barred. The bird flies forward.
Oh. While we were waiting for the gate to open, can I check out the bird
Certainly.
and just
Make that Arcana check.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Romero's here.
Oh, Arcana. 23.
Okay. You note something about the creature. Whatever it must be, it keeps its stone appearance, despite acting like a perfectly normal animal. There's some sort of magical trickery here. Either it's an animated object, or perhaps there's an illusion that's been placed over it, something like that, but it's not normal. This is no stone bird of some sort of far-off island or anything like that.
Marvelous. Alright, let's continue on.
It flies forward, and the room that it goes into is rather dark, so when you see that it goes above the stairs here, it almost kind of disappears into there, and you can no longer see where it's perched. As you enter into this large room, there's no way to tell exactly where the ending walls are, but you can see the beginning of steps here.
Anyone else feel like this is another fountain room?
Probably is, but does anyone else have any better ideas?
No. I mean, yeah, go back to the first fountain room, but fuck it.
No, that seems like a death trap. At
that?
least this way. Well, it's fair, but if Romero's anywhere, then he's probably gonna be in here.
Alright, start ascending these stairs.
You place your foot on the step, and the moment that you do, everybody hears your footfall as it lands here, and a voice echoes out. You hear, it sounds almost avian, like some sort of combination between bird and man, and it says to you, "Welcome."
I don't like that.
You hear what sounds like a heavy wing flap from further up the steps, past where you can see. It says, "You've passed all of my tests."
Are you sure about that? Cause we're missing one.
Yeah, I mean, there was a pretty nice room back a while back, and it had a cool fountain. But we didn't really do it.
Though you may not understand, you've succeeded in the purpose of this labyrinth.
Okay.
Oh.
Worry
And
not,
what is-
Talius. Trust in me, and the meaning of your life will become clear. You hear another heavy wing flap, and the sounds like skittering or perhaps something moving on stone.
Yeah, I'd like to take a couple steps back.
Okay, you step back off the stairs. Nobody's on the stairs, and the voice calls out and says, "There is no need to fear me."
Pretty sure there is.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Mm.
Like, do these bird flaps seem like monstrously huge, or is this like normal bird size?
No, monstrously huge.
Yep. Pretty sure you're gonna peck my eyes out.
No
There you go.
falcon or eagle could possibly make the wing sounds this large and bassy.
Like, how about 3 eagles?
An eagle times 3.
An eagle from Lord of the Rings.
It certainly sounds like a giant bird of some sort. It calls out and says, "Mac, why do you turn to leave? You're a bard, are you not? Think
I
of
turned to stand behind my muscle.
There's no need to stand behind Varys.
And like you know him.
I do know him. Isn't that right, Varys?"
Varys,
Sure.
what is he talking about?
I'm not sure. Do I know if this is the same voice that I heard from the orb?
It certainly sounds like it. What's the name of the tribe or clan or city that you come from? Did you
I'm
think
from
of
the Brutix Woodlands.
one? Okay.
That's where you said.
Yeah, that's the location. Okay, he mentions that and says, "I know of where you've come from, Varys, the Brutix Woodlands, far towards the lands of the dwarves. Is that not true?"
Yes, it is. How do you know this?
As I've said before, I've seen into your past and your future.
Varys, when did you make a friend?
So I'm guessing you're the winged one, yeah?
It's a name people have used for me.
Would you care telling us of where Romero is?
It's tumbling through darkness. I've made my offer to him, but it seems that he's rejected it.
So if we reject your offer, we die.
No, he'll tumble through darkness. I'll return Romero to you.
Okay. In
Well-
return for...
I have already told one of you what it is that I want. Is that not correct?
Well, this is kind of a group decision. I can't need you to tell the group.
I shall bestow upon you four an item of great magical power. And in return, you are to listen for my voice, and when I call to you again, I will have you bring this item to choice locations. That is all I ask, though additionally, be wise not to tell anyone that you possess this item, for it is both magical and powerful. The greed of man knows no bounds.
Okay.
No,
Isn't Romero human?
Are you saying that to him?
Yes.
He is indeed. I will bestow this object to your group, but Romero cannot know of it. He has made his choice. I had believed him not blind to reason, but now I see that he can have no part in this covenant. He cannot know about the item. When I call on you to take it from one place to another, we'll have to convince Romero of some other reason for this path. In return, I will bestow upon the three of you great boons, likes of which your kin could not possibly conceive.
Uh, can we have a minute?
There is certainly time to speak. You see what looks like an incredibly large talon that seems to step onto a further step, and then another, and the creature seems to move into form, and it looks like some horrible avian humanoid that has what appears to be long, stretching arms, which are separate from its wings, and reach down to hold in its hand what looks like an orb, and then the other one looks like a lantern of some sort. It holds these two objects, and its incredibly large wings seem to hold behind it, much like a grand mural of some kind. Its head has a long and sinuous neck, which brings itself down to a bird's head, where you can see like an incredibly large beak that goes out and eyes that are piercing. It seems to wait there.
Okay, guys, conference call back at the beginning of the room.
I can get something for scale, by the way, while you guys talk that over. It's probably about that big.
Oh, God. All right, guys. We didn't come here for this.
When you say this, the beast calls out, and it says, I am the reason that monks do not wander into this cave. They can sense that something lurks here. I have desired conference not with them, but with a group like yourselves. So I have suggested that they leave the cave alone. They don't know of what lurks within.
They want to use this cave for their people.
I have no qualms with that. When you take up this item and leave with it, the cave will be theirs to use as they choose.
They won't stumble upon you or those floating cloth things.
No, I promise they won't.
And what about this giant statue with a sphere and a cube? What's going on there?
That will cease to be a problem as well.
Huh.
While I'm not saying no, I would like to inquire into what exactly these boons will be getting should we complete the job.
I can offer you views into the future. I can also offer you views of things that others have not been able to see.
As a way to see our boon, or that is the boon?
That is what I can offer you. The information I give, it'll be up to you to decide what to do with it.
Screw
Is
it,
there
guys.
not something more valuable to one such as yourself, Talius, than further knowledge? Talius,
Listen, guys.
do you keep your spellbook in your backpack, or do you keep it, like, accessible on your person?
I imagine it being like hooked to like my my belt.
Okay. He says to you, I could fill the pages of that spell book with arcana that you've never seen before.
And in return, I simply have to carry your magical
Okay.
item around.
Indeed. You'll hear my voice from time to time, and I will guide you to where it must go. Your group must take it there, as it is your duty should you accept. That is it. Though, as I have mentioned, you would be wise to keep its existence quiet and guarded from the rest of the world.
Guys, I just think it's a great chance to get our friend Romero back, and if anything, we do it for Romero.
Yes.
All right, I agree. We'll do the job. At
And
least.
you, Mac, if you choose to turn away from this offer, I don't bring death.
I understand. I will accept.
Very well. The creature begins to step back into the shadows, and as it does, you eventually see its form completely disappear, and something seems to happen. Everything around you seems to grow dark, much like what you're looking at. It's like you're transfixed kind of on the point that he's stepping back into, and the stairs gradually disappear, and eventually they change so that you're standing in the original room that you had gone into, that one that looks shaped kind of like a hexagon, where there's a small altar there, and there's no further wall that you can see here. There's nothing like that. You can see that on the ground, Romero is there, and he looks like he's almost catatonic, quivering on the ground there, like some sort of illness or madness has taken him. And on the altar, you find nothing of this statue that you had seen before. Instead, there's just a small object. It looks like a brass or gold gilded lantern with a single candle in it. You can see that there is a motif about this little brass lantern, and there's the pattern of bird feathers on it. Romero, you start to come back to your senses. You've been falling through some sort of strange nightmare for the past while, and eventually it begins to change. You can feel that you're laying on the cold ground, and as you look around you, you can see your three companions standing there. But you get this feeling like something is wrong, almost. I'd like you to make a final wisdom saving throw.
Can I put the lantern into my backpack before he wakes up? Or like as he's waking up?
That's a 9.
Okay. You get the sense, like where you were, that you guys had done something since you entered this room. You remember coming into this room, and you guys went to go do something, and whatever that was, you seem to have blacked out for it, and you try to recall what had happened past entering this point in the room, but you can't. Otherwise, your faculties seem to have returned to you, and you're able to kind of get up from your spot on the ground here.
What happened? Didn't we? Where?
You died.
I what?
You're pretty much dead.
Who saved?
Welcome back.
Who saved me?
A bird.
A bird.
Yep, bird. Or me, however you want to interpret that. Whatever.
Mac, what? What are you saying? What you're saying makes no sense.
Nothing I do usually does. Let's get a move on.
Weren't we supposed to clear this? What?
Been taken care of. Listen, you just need the rest of your little sleepy folly head.
What? Do I feel fatigued at all?
You feel like you're waking from some sort of feverish nap. That you can feel there's a clamminess almost, like you were perhaps sweating in whatever dream it was that you were having, and you must have hit your head or fallen ill or something.
I just look around the room. This is where the monks wanted to house the people of this town? Surely there must be more. There has to be more.
This was just one cave, Romero. There's multiple caves that we saw coming in.
But they pointed us to this one. No, there has to be more. And like, I'm just gonna. I want to search around the room.
Sure.
I kneel by Romero. I just say, look, Romero, we dealt with the problem. You're a human, and so you don't remember it. Don't worry, everything is okay.
Aren't you human as well?
I can safely say I'm not a human. But just don't worry about it. Things happened. You can't remember, and if you do remember, it's very possible that we all die. So don't ask about it. Okay?
As soon as he says, if you remember about it, we could all die, I want to insight check that.
Sure.
What?
I'm saying right now, Talius truly believes that if he fails this job, that the avian bird will kill him.
That's an 8.
You're not sure what to make of it. Whatever Talius is telling you, past that mask, the tone of his voice and everything, it sounds like he believes it.
Alright, and just gotta look past him.
He's not just throwing you for a yarn.
Well, alright then. What are we supposed to do?
Go have fun.
Go have fun.
We completed our job. We can go actually eat now. So, that's cool.
Well, do we have any loot to speak of? Was there anything more to this job other than this chamber?
The money they're gonna pay us.
Exactly.
I have a funny feeling that we're not getting paid as much as we hoped for. Well, do I see anything in this room other than my companions?
You can see that there's like a little stone slab, which might be like an altar meant to have something placed on it or something like that. The only thing that rests on it is this little lantern.
Oh, I wasn't able to stash it away.
Oh, you can go ahead and pick it up. You saw that while you were waking, that Talius had grabbed like a little lantern off of the table there and just put it in his backpack.
You have a lantern? It's difficult to see in here. Can you light it? I'm having some issue seeing.
I'm sorry, lantern doesn't exactly work. It's more of a family heirloom.
Speaking of which, where's some of my torches? Family heirloom.
As you paw around, you find that your backpack is there where you left it, and it still seems like it's filled with stuff.
The same amount of stuff, or am I still at 8 torches?
The orb seems to be gone. Your torches, you have the same amount of torches there.
Okay. Why did this feel heavier before? Alright. Let's just go talk to the monks. No good is going to come of me continuing this. If what you say is that we'll all die by my questioning.
mean, we'll probably die by my lack of questions too, but yeah.
Thank you for understanding, Romero.
You make this.
Just don't worry about it. Forget anything happened. We finished the job.
Well, figure out what you'll say to the priests. We need to get paid for this, and Varys, you and I have some work to do on this town. It seems.
If there's a
Let's get
close
going.
enough quarry.
No, I'm sure there is. Let's head outside. What does it look like outside of the cave?
As you step outside of the cave, it looks like you remember. There's a bunch of snow that blows around and decrepit houses off in the distance. You can see townsfolk that occasionally seem to wander about out here, and a lot of them below, towards the major opening up into the monastery, seem to be gathered there.
Oh shit, I just realized I need to delete all of my previous session notes. Alright. People out in front of... Okay. I guess go try to find the guy who hired us. Can we do that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Remember that he had told you that he would be found in the main hall of the monastery.
Okay, cool.
Is that where you're
go to the
headed?
main... Yeah, go to the main hall of the monastery.
Okay. Are you guys all following behind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's yeah, it's only... Should we take a little break? Because it's only Sloth and I right now, I think.
I'm
Lamb, are
back.
you- Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Nah.
moving Casey. He's
Oh,
gonna
something
have
happened to
stuff
Casey?
on. Work.
Yeah,
his work is
Casey's
calling him.
work.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
you can't read the chat, yeah.
Oh, you put it in tabletop? Okay. Yeah, we'll take a 5-10 minute break here, guys. We'll be back in a sec.
Well,
Here we
hey, I'm not dead off of a single roll. I don't remember saying no! Well,
It could be that he doesn't trust you or he interpreted it as a no.
maybe.
Oh yeah, whose cards were blocking the dice tower?
Both Casey and mine. What? Oh.
Because I want to use it.
Yeah, every time we use it, bad shit happens, so that's why we blocked it.
Sorry, I was busy saving my job.
What?
I did something really stupid today, and I just got a call about it.
What'd you do?
So we had a mattress marked at work, and I sold it last night for a really large discount because that's what it was tagged for, even though it shouldn't have been tagged for that. So what ended up happening was, I had the wrong mattress. They were old discontinued ones, and two mattresses look really alike. And it was the Savant that was a lot less expensive, and I rang it up for the F500, which is a lot more expensive. And the discount I took looked like I discounted the whole mattress, and they just bought the base they bought with it. And my boss just called and looked at it like, you realize that's the Savant, right? So pretty much I did a proper discount now, and I just look like a jackass.
Ah.
So
Okay.
things look a lot better.
Alright, I'm gonna quickly pop out myself because my room is 29 degrees. What the fuck?
Sounds good.
Be right back.
Look, I just rolled 2 6s on the second drop of dice tower.
All right, now we're gonna fight the whole town, right?
I don't think the winged one said that we could.
I'm just saying, by our own accord, we should fight. We should fight the whole town. We're Monday group. We TPK, man. That's what we do.
Alright, I'm back. How we doing?
I got a job still, so we're good. I'm good.
Oh, good. That's always nice.
So I'm just gonna roll everything into this corner. This is working. Never mind. Oh, look at that, the natural. Damn. Are you trying to hit mine?
That's none of your business. Using up all your 20s.
Right? Got him. Shit. Got him.
Oh, well, 13s. I just want to take all of Yellow's dice and throw them on the board.
Jesus.
Ready for it, Casey?
Wait, hold on. What?
I took all except one of Yellow's dice.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
All right, I'm back.
Ha!
What's up?
You know, just rolling all the yellow dice.
All right.
There, a deacon mission the dice tower.
What'd you do?
It's clogged with yellow dice.
Good shit. Last session we had to freaking clog it with the note cards.
Yeah, he just unclogged it from those.
You know, I unclogged it. Now it's full of dice.
Lucian's gonna go to roll us some sovereign stones, and he's not gonna be able to roll the dice here.
Clog it. He doesn't know. He tries to roll it and just loses it.
I would like the opportunity to get sovereign dice again, or sovereign stones again.
Hey.
I think that's all the dice out. What the heck? Whenever I click the Raven dice, look, it pops way the fuck up.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it depends on your view. Sometimes fucks up. Ugh. Jeez. I keep defaulting back to Tarascan. It's kind of annoying me.
So stop it.
I don't know how to. Because, like, I started off the session with the whole trying to be gruff, but it just wound up being back to Tarascan, because...
Because Tarascan was a boss ass bitch.
He was, man. He was. It was good shit. Good shit.jpg. Had that fucking Mithram blade. It was all good.
I still can't fucking believe that we went from the team that had 2 Sovereign Stones, 2, and a fucking mansion. We were the wealthiest fucking group in, like, of the groups, and we fucking blew it.
Yup.
I don't know
Oh
if
my.
we blew it or...
We threw it away.
We blew it, Casey.
We blew it.
I don't know. I was ready for the fight. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, everyone was ready for the fight, but it's just like...
I should not. I fucking knew it was a mistake the moment I did it, but I should not have linked or tied my character anywhere or like as closely as I did to any other character. Especially
we
when I
made
thought.
brothers. We made
Yeah.
brothers, and that turned out great.
Yeah. But like, I mean,
Just hurts inside.
like it would be okay because like we were doing brothers and we all knew how shitty a party drama like how shitty of a result that party drama gives. So going into it, we would have been fine, but like we knew there was party drama that was going to happen, and yet I made the character anyway because we already had it happen with between Damien and Aerolus, so I don't know why I expected it to stop there.
I mean, I'm kind of glad I don't play Pavel anymore, that cancerous character of kill everything.
I kind of liked Pavel. Pavel was fun. Let's just put it that way. Pavel was fun.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
liked Pavel.
Except for the only thing I didn't like is like I was a murder hobo and like there was no taking prisoner. Although Tilva's still a dope ass god, I'll probably pick her again one day.
Yeah, that's fair. War cleric to Tilva.
Okay.
We should be all good, I think. Is Clan here? Clan, you around?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, sounds good enough for me.
Eating pizza.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. I'll do that later. Gotta abuse that Domino's Monday discount. By the way, chat, if you didn't know, Monday, 50% off at Domino's. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow!
Is that only in Canada though, or
I don't know. I don't even know if it's just in my town. It might only be in Canada, but who cares?
There you go.
I think that's an everywhere thing.
I'm doing people a service right now. Come on.
That's yeah, sure. That's
Yeah,
one
except
way
for
to
the
put
fact
it.
that I can't eat pizza even though it's my favorite food right now. Thanks.
You're welcome, motherfucker.
So the group makes their way down the steps from this cave and off towards the main area. And you can see standing up near a group of monks is the one that's given you the job here. He sees you guys approaching and steps away from his group for a second.
I'm gonna be saying back because I am still confused as fuck as to what the fuck just happened. Just transpired.
He steps forward towards you and says, "Well, is it done?"
I just look towards Mac.
Oh, come on.
I
Yeah, it's done. So, and I hold out my hands, waiting for payment.
He stares at your hand for a brief moment and then brushes past, starting to walk off towards the cave. He says, "Well, let us investigate then."
Very well. Have fun. Nothing there.
As he travels up the steps, are you guys all following after him?
I'm standing right the fuck here.
I'll follow him.
Okay.
I'm confused
follow.
as shit.
He steps in and eventually wanders down through the winding little pocket through the cavern here that eventually leads to this prayer room. And when he steps into the prayer room, he looks around for a second and then kind of turns back towards the rest of you. And he says, "Well, that seems to have done it."
It was just this prayer room?
Indeed. This will make a
Gotta
fine
look
home
around.
for some of the refugees here, just like the rest of the pockets in the mountain.
Just gotta look around with disbelief.
Did you find anything here? I had reports from many monks speaking of some sort of lurking dark spirits within.
I'm just gonna look at him hopelessly like, not that I know of.
I just look at Mac again.
Oh no, I stayed outside.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
follow him.
I say, yeah, we found a couple dark spirits and dealt with them promptly.
Make a deception check, please. Oh, he didn't roll very good.
Well, that's a 9.
Okay. He pauses for a second and stares at you and then eventually says, "Well, good then. I'm glad that we were able to resolve this. I was worried about hiring a bunch of people from the tavern, but if your adventuring skills have managed to fix this problem for us, then it's all for the better. I have your payment here." And he pulls out from behind his back here a few pouches and hands them to each of you. And there's 20 gold in each of them. It's one for each of your party members.
Oh shit! Get fucking paid.
He says, "Well, that's good. That concludes business here. We've checked most of the other caves and they're fine. We'll begin moving the rest of the town in here as soon as we can. Thank you." And he gives you a bow and then wanders back outside.
I do a small bow and turn. Say, just thank you.
Okay. He seems to be a little bit less hostile with you. It appears that his demeanor back in the tavern from previous has softened a little now that he's seen that you guys are useful and have accomplished the job.
I'm gonna stop him before he gets too far. Sir, my friend here and I were wondering if you had anything like a quarry.
No, there's no quarry here. Further down the path, there's another town. One that's unfortunately been wintered in and has shut down, where we used to get the majority of our rocks. But it seems that won't be an issue now that we're moving everyone in the mountain.
Nonetheless, we were hoping that we could try to help repair your town again. Is there any materials that you might have laying around?
It's a waste of time. Don't bother. The town is forsaken. This winter will never disappear.
Fair enough. Well, if there's any aid that you require, I think we're able to give it. I just look around questioningly to my group.
Okay. And what do you guys do?
I give Romero a look of like, I don't fucking know how to do anything like that, but then realize that I have a mask on, and so I just kind of look at him.
Okay, there's a
God
sort of
damn it.
awkward pause here as Romero offers your group services, and the monk just kind of politely gives you a nod and heads out, leaving all of you here in the this tunnel and kind of near the top of the stairs outside.
Well, we should probably go give Mac his gold.
Yeah. All right. Let's head out. Yeah. What are we supposed to do?
Can we tell what time of day it is?
Ah. Outside, it seems... Oh goodness, when did you start this job? I believe it was in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, it looks like the evening is starting to fall. And despite the fact that it's snowy and difficult to see, you can tell there's a darkness coming around that heralds the end of the day.
Well, I'm personally heading to Jubei, I think it was.
Ah.
I gotta pull up my notes real quick.
Yes, I can read your card note from here.
Go to Jubei. Yes. So you guys are welcome to join me on that journey. You seem fairly well equipped, and I know Jubei is a lot larger of a town. If you're looking for work, we can probably find it there.
It's a much larger city, yeah. I've been there a few times with my family, but well, maybe I'll find the information I'm looking for there.
Something strange happens, and while Romero is talking, Talius, you note that a voice speaks into your head, and as it does so, it kind of muddles out the other sounds, making the rest of the world seem kind of like distant and fuzzy. And while Romero's talking, you kind of get what he's trying to say, but the voice sort of overrides it and says to you, "You're searching for your old friend, are you? When my sight clears, I'll help you find him." And then the world kind of comes back into focus.
And like I said, some of the Jubei materials, not the greatest, but the resources there might be enough. But nonetheless, I still need to find some temple.
Someone's calling for me. I gotta go for like 2 seconds. I'm sorry. BRB.
Alright, we'll go to another break there. Off he goes.
Mine was to save my job. Now he's probably out saving someone.
So Casey, that minute where the party talker isn't there. I want to be another party talker, but it's just literally, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I'm just like, I hate this dude. He called me a sellsword, which is kind of true, but
Sellsword isn't a bad job.
like, nah, I feel like that's an asshole job, and I'm not that
I
greedy.
mean, what you trying to say, man?
Alright, I'm back. I am so very sorry about that.
Oh, okay,
Should be.
that was fast.
Is there a habit for humanity habitat in this place, like the donate, the charities?
I'm sure you could give money to the monastery below.
No, because that asshole's gonna get a part of it. Fuck that.
Give to charity. Not that guy. Fuck that guy.
He's an asshole.
Casey's wondering if there's like an escort named Charity in the village.
No!
Oh. Yeah, you're gonna have to do some investigation checks, that's for sure.
Fuck no. Listen, I already have one character with STDs out there.
Isn't
Also,
that Mac?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. So anyway, what do you guys want to do here? You've all been paid, the monk has left, and you're kind of pondering maybe going to Jubei. There's been some strange voices to you, Talius, and Romero, all the events that are rather like the traveling into the cave and then waking up from some strange episode. You know, it's kind of left your group in a weird position. What do you guys want to do?
As all good adventurers do, I am going to the tavern to have a beer to sell them.
Okay.
I'll just
Yep.
fall behind and just, I'm not sure what's going on, but sure.
Same.
Okay. And Varys?
I guess.
Wait, is Varys having some odd thoughts?
No, I'm just kind of paying attention to them and looking at the monastery that's built into a mountain.
Okay. Your group heads off and eventually finds their way to the tavern. It's getting late, and here, when you step inside, you find that it's once again rather empty. The barkeep is over at the counter, and he sees you all step back in. And he kind of gives you each a nod as you make your way through the doorway and goes back towards just kind of reading something over in the corner.
What, you're not surprised to see us? Didn't think we'd come back? Or what? Like, you believed in us? Like, we just walk in the door like, oh, it's cool. You know.
He shrugs his shoulders and he says, "Strange happenings these days. Never tell what's gonna go down."
Suppose this is fair enough.
I'd heard the murmurings about that cave. I didn't know if I would see you all again. Good to have you back, though. Did you get coin to spend?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's- Enough for a few drinks, one for each of us.
Fair enough. He gives you a nod, puts down his paper, and starts to fill a few pints and puts them up at the bar or a table if you guys want.
Yeah, sure. Pay for it.
Okay. So it's 8 silver.
Question, Lucian.
hmm
Is there like in this universe, is there anything like akin to a straw?
Straw.
Yeah, to like drink something out of?
No.
No. All right.
We're gonna make him a sippy cup, guys.
Yeah.
Listen, my friend, you want to go to Dubai, is that correct?
I do indeed.
You do realize that such a travel would be quite dangerous right now.
And yet I must go anyway. So.
Well, if we must go, then we must go. Well, we'll be past my home city, actually, if we travel that way. I'm sure we can find some rest and food along the way. I've actually, surprising to you all, I've made a name for myself along the path.
And pray tell, what is said name?
Good. Something good, I hope, at least.
I'm not sure. I'm known as the heart of the store.
Wow.
Oh. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm sure it can't be awful. It's a name, and I've been welcomed at taverns before, so maybe this will be the same.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm rolling just to see if my dude likes this name or hates.
How many cups of
Hey.
alcohol has Romero drinking already?
You mean from
Oh,
earlier
right.
today?
Yeah.
Or so far while we've been at this table?
Oh, you guys are just on your first one.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's a little early in the day to start drinking, Romero.
Oh, it's the evening.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
This is the day.
Hmm,
You're the weird one here with your mask and everything.
indeed.
Yeah.
As I'm sitting with a pen and some parchment and drawing a possible way to like drink with a mask on,
Okay.
and just trying to figure out how to do that.
I've hung out with this guy a little bit enough. Like, what is his mask like? Is it like Batman, like slip over mask?
No, it's
Is
just
it,
plain.
like it's cloth all the way around his head, or is it just eye things? Or
There's just like 2 little eye holes, pretty much, and that's it.
I would think like an alabaster mask or some shit, or
so I could just like
dried clay.
move this thing up to see his face.
You could try, yeah.
Yeah.
One day. Well,
One
my
day.
friend, I believe I'm inclined to travel with our newfound friend, whose name I know not yet.
Me?
Yeah, I haven't ever heard your name yet.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell me your name.
I'm
better.
Talius, and I
Fuck!
I extend my hand in like a handshake.
Why don't you want to know his name?
This is fucking funny as hell. I'll shake his hand, I guess. I'll feel filthy doing it.
Okay.
Said, pleasure to meet you, Mac the Illmatic, and I believe that may our travels prosper together, and should you get out of hand, I'm not saving you.
All right, and thank you for not robbing me, by the way.
Are you still on about that?
Look, you're rather scary, and well, your friend more so, but you're quite intimidating.
Well, we know we're never sending you in to talk to the big guys. Alright. So what's our plan? How are we going to do this? What's in Jubei for?
Well, Jubei is just the cradle of humankind. It's the largest city in all of Skyfall.
But what's in it for us?
I assume plenty of work, but I'm not actually certain as to what Talius's plans are. But personally, I need to find. Well, I need to find my god's temple.
Well, if this is the cradle of life, as you call it, I'm sure that you would have a good chance of finding him there.
Potentially, but not many people actually enjoy my god. Kind of the destroyer of things.
Destroyer thing. Okay. Oh, so you're about the destroyer of things, but you're trying to do good things.
Well, all things in life must come to an end, and that is the same for some objects. Sometimes things need to break before they can get fixed.
A voice speaks into your head again, Talius, and says, "Guard me from this one. You must never know."
Is this voice the same as the one that I heard from the large bird man?
Yes.
No!
And it said, "Save me from
Yeah,
this
it
man."
said, "Guard me from this man."
Doesn't keep it secret. Safe.
All right.
He just wishes
Taurus,
he was
what
high
is
enough
your
to modify memory.
problematic?
Well, I'm going to Jubei to meet with an old friend of mine. I guess you could say, or at least a friend of my teacher's. So hopefully that makes him a friend of mine, at least.
Well, if you seek company, I shall be there with you. I'll be your shield.
Thank you. I barely have enough money to feed myself, so I can't exactly pay you, but
Oh, no worries. It's all in the travel. I'm sure I'll annoy you long enough.
Guys, let's not get ahead of ourselves. How are we gonna survive this?
Bartender, I'm sorry. What was your name, sir?
Ah. Turns to you and tells you his name is Turok. I'll spell it for you here.
All right, Tarak. Do you have any spare cloaks? I wasn't expecting the winter. I wasn't. My last cloak wasn't the best, and unfortunately, I don't have any other ones.
No, I don't have any extra. Sorry. The rest of the town is shutting down. I don't know if there's any stores open that you can go and buy anything from.
Well, maybe there's some wild animals around. Tarak, have you heard of any ongoings in the woods? Are there any hunters that are in need of help that would be willing to part with some pelts?
Let's see here. Let's roll for luck. You're not very lucky. He shakes his head and he tells you, well, I know that my business survives off of trade, which is mostly shriveled up. Truth be told, there's only a few more days I'll be open here before I have to back up like the rest of them and head to the mountain.
Oh, how will the mountain survive for food? How will the people be fed?
Druids promise they have a way. It remains to be seen what that is, but
I've come across some druids on my way. Prepare for it to be bland and filling.
indeed. Well, if it sustains me, then I'll head there like the rest of the townsfolk.
Also, wait. You said druids. What? Why are there druids in civilization?
No, he said monks.
Oh, you said druids.
Oh, my
Good
bad.
druid.
I meant to say monks.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Druids are Tuesday. Well, I guess. Do you mind if we stay the night? I know you're short on coin, but I was hoping you might be able to do this for us. We helped out a bit and we'll be on our way in the morning, but well, at least I'll be on my way. I was just hoping we could stay a couple nights.
You're asking for a discount, I take it?
I'm asking to use my feature. My folk hero feature. My rustic hospitality.
Wow.
Wow. Let's see. Make a persuasion check for me.
Oh! Oh! Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Turok's not completely sold on you guys, so you can still use the feature, but you'll have to impress him to some degree.
That's a 7.
Okay. He says, well, fine, I'll let you guys stay here, but not for free. Couple silver at the very least.
That's more than fair. Your food is delicious, and I'm here. I'll put forward a gold for all of us if that's more than fine with you.
He happily takes the gold piece and says, well, here you go. And he hands you 4 room keys. Says, don't stay too long. Like I said, I'll have to close my doors sooner or later here.
Well, gentlemen, are we set on traveling together? Any issues? Apparently, it's going to be a rough one, so we might all need each other's aid.
Just think tomorrow before we leave, we should search the monastery for aid in our travels and what they might be able to help provide.
I'm sure the monks will be more than kind. They seem to have taken shining to us at least. So,
They're assholes.
well, most religious people. I can't say that anymore. I'm a cleric. Most religious people are. Well, anyways,
Assholes.
I'm going to head in for the night. Bid you all good rest.
Fuck that, I'm getting wasted.
That's a very good point.
Are you gonna drink throughout the night, Mac?
At least for a couple hours.
Okay. The barkeep provides you with ale, and he doesn't seem to charge you, at least for the first couple of glasses. Is anybody else staying up with Mac?
I'm like sitting like in a corner, probably near like a fire if there is one, and just like continuing my brainstorming on how I could drink like ale and stuff without having to lift my mask.
Make an intelligence check, please.
No!
Modded to 20.
Okay. You devise a straw that could be used so that you could drink past your mask. You'll have to make some minor alterations to the mask, possibly, or kind of get some proper craftsmen to create this thing for you. But you've got a decent plan here on your piece of parchment.
I like it. Alright, and then I go to sleep.
Okay. So, you finish up those plans, and Varys, the ever so quiet, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay. So that leaves you alone here with the barkeep. And Turok speaks to you while you're seated here drinking alone for a while. And he says, so what's your story there?
Oh, it's a long one. In my youth, aka maybe a year ago, spent some time fooling around and living a life of gluttony and drinking much as I am now. Maybe old habits don't die. And managed to escape some debt and issues that I had ran into on a pirate ship.
So you're a scoundrel, is what you're saying.
I made a bad choice, and I tried to make up for it.
You should
Yes,
try
I
living
am-
an honest life. Learn a trade out there or something.
Well, hopefully that's the plan. Not necessarily learn a trade, but to offer my skills to help others and hopefully find some purpose with a calling much larger than mine.
Well, I'd say you should look to the gods, though. These days, people say they have left us.
Whether the gods are with us or not is not a worry of mine. I believe that fate is construed by our own thoughts, and although there may be these gods here, I control my fate until intertwined with one of them.
Well, some bold statements, Master Bard. Hope that the rest of your travels go well. It's cold out there.
I thank you, and hopefully our travels will be safe as well. And hopefully in the morning we can find some help with that. But if not, so be it. And I guess I'll be off to bed. But I do thank you for your patronage and your kindness.
Okay.
And as I get up, I'm gonna like try and sneak hide 5 gold coins and leave them on the seat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, make a stealth check with disadvantage because you've had like 5 or 6 drinks.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Okay, you go to stealthily leave a few coins, and you fumble them, dropping them onto the ground. Turok pauses from what he's doing. He says, Are you alright there, Mac?
Yeah, just maybe a couple too many to drink, that's all.
You better get some rest.
Absolutely, the gluttony. Yep, I'm going right upstairs.
Did you just leave, like, the couple coins on the ground?
Oh yeah, they all just fell to the ground, and I'm out of here.
Okay, alright, you go off to bed, and everybody gets a long rest.
Hey,
Refresh your stuff there.
we haven't died yet, guys.
Haven't died yet.
Hey, we made it through a day.
One day at a time.
How many
One of us
how
hasn't
many
died
points
yet.
did you get from the job, by the way? I forget.
You got 20, and you just lost 5 to the ground.
Okay. Fun. I was just trying to pay him anyway extra.
You guys wake up the next day, and from beyond the windows of your simple tavern rooms, you can see that there is snow that blows about, though it's not quite so bad as the previous day. What do you want to do?
Just doing my stretching in the morning, waiting until Mac pops out of his room. And
Okay.
As soon as everyone's gathered or I see Mac, and just say, You wanted to go off to the monastery, did you not?
I'll probably be the last one awake because I stayed up late and I was pretty hungover.
Okay.
But yes, I would love to go to the monastery and see what advice or aid people might be able to provide us on traveling during these winter times.
Okay. The barkeep is there, and you can see Turok is busy cleaning the bar as per usual when you guys filter out of your rooms and meet in the main hall here. Do you guys all head off immediately, or what?
I give Turok that awkward one night stand look, like I know you know what I did, and I'll walk out. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, he gives you a smile and a wave as you head on outside.
I give him a small bow and then exit the building.
Okay. You're now outside, and the cold is really something. This winter, which has been around for so long, seems to continue to persist. And you can see that there's a winding trail that leads out of the city, the road that you had taken up here. And in the other direction, there's a swath of derelict and leftover buildings. Over towards the base of the mountain is this large monastery.
Walking in there like I run the show.
Okay. As you step into the monastery here, you notice something. There are majority of the townsfolk already collected in here, and you can see up towards the entrance what looks like maybe a few city guards, although they're more or less just common militiamen, and a great deal of townsfolk interspersed with monks that wander about the area. And as your group travels in, you get quite a bit of odd looks from people.
Odd looks from people. Jesus Christ. Why are they? I just want to walk up to the first person. So, how's everyone doing today?
You walk up towards a peasant man over here who seems to be eating a loaf of bread, and he says, "Well, it's cold out, as per usual."
do you happen to know why everyone's giving us these funny looks?
Because of your strange companions. I don't mean to be rude, but... Well... You see he looks over and looks at Talius and then looks at Varys.
Fair enough, they are quite odd, but the stranger the better. It creates for a more unique experience in my travels. But
Says, whatever you say, sir.
well, thank you. Per se, do you know where I might find, I don't know, old shopkeepers or those who might run? We're attempting to travel to Jubei, and we were looking for possibly some winter clothes that someone might be able to offer us, of course, for pay. And
Persuasion check, please.
all right, persuasion should be good. It's +5. Okay.
Oh!
Whoa!
He,
Nat 20.
He stares down the hall for a second. He says,
Casey.
"Actually, yeah, I know an old shopkeep. He's still got some wares, I think. Here, I'll show you to him."
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
And he starts to wander off. Do you guys follow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The monastery cavern here is quite large, and though the side walls have carved into them different reliefs that show historical figures, perhaps, or famous monks of the bygone era, you can see that a large portion of it is kind of untouched and is more or less just left in the original cave structure that it was before. You travel through a couple of areas. There's a little tunnel that leads off in one direction and then another tunnel, and soon you guys end up in a room that reminds you a little bit of the one that you had cleared out of Dark Spirits, quote unquote. It looks like a simple prayer room, and here, amidst a whole bunch of stuff, is a man that sits there with what looks like a fairly large turban wrapped around his head and some very simple cloth garments. You can see that there's probably like 3 or 4 crates behind him, a barrel, a bunch of tools laying around, that sort of thing. You see what you think might be like a set of armor. It looks like a general store storage room that has just been laid out here. And he kind of brings you up to these men here, to this shopkeep, and he says, "Well, there's probably not much these days, but it's the only real shopkeep in town, so hope that helps."
This is more than enough, and I appreciate your help, my friend. And though I may not know you and you do not know me as much as maybe you would like, I appreciate all the help that you can, and I wish your town to prosper from here on out.
Yeah, he kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder and says, I hope you and your strange companions find what you're looking for. Anyway, yeah, good day to you all."
You as well.
And he heads off back up the tunnel, leaving you with this man here, who has taken note of you, and it looks like he's kind of cleared a table out of the way, moving to one side what looks like a scale for weighing out coin or metals, perhaps, and kind of fixing up some papers.
No need to be proper and look like this is a normal shop for us.
Well,
I know that you're trying to conduct business, but
if caught
we're
me
nothing
at a
here.
disadvantage here, I would have things properly set up were it not for circumstance.
Absolutely, we understand the circumstances are not usual, and they're not kind to you right now, and so it's of no worry. Do not worry yourselves with such little things. We're simply here for, I guess, advice and to possibly buy some of your wares. Maybe help provide.
Indeed. Coin brought on the wind of an old friend. I look forward to this. You're all adventurers, I see. Surely you have something to spend. What is it?
Well, cloaks. Cloaks would be very, very helpful.
Traveling outside, I see.
Yes. We're actually planning to make a long journey, and we won't last very long if we don't have proper winter protection.
He gets up to
Grateful.
rummage in a couple of crates near the back end here, and eventually produces a couple of winter cloaks for you guys. There's one for each of you. And he says, I do have what it is that you're seeking, but it is not cheap these days. Supply and all.
Well, what is not cheap, sir? Sure, we might be able to.
He says, for the whole lot, 20 gold.
I throw it all down.
Oh, okay.
Sir Mac, that's generous of you.
Mac drops a hefty amount of gold there, and the shopkeep seems to be spurred on by your enthusiasm. He says, oh, well, I didn't know adventurers were paid so well these days. Here, is there anything else you need? And he exchanges the coin, and everyone gets a winter cloak they can add to their inventory.
Oh.
What
Thank
else, sir, would it be that you recommend that might aid us in a winter such as this, that we might make it all the way to Jubei? We're not quite sure the circumstances. We know travel will be difficult. What would you recommend?
There's a long travel. Make sure you have food and all, and a means of making a fire. Other than that, you'll just have to hope that you get lucky on the roads. Don't get snowed in or anything. Do you have tents?
Tent I do have, actually.
I'm not sleeping in the same tent as him. How much is a tent?
He says, for you, my friend, 5 gold.
All right.
Well, you already paid for my cloak, so I shall pay for your tent, even if it came at the remark, but still, nonetheless. I'll pay for his tent.
Okay, so you hand 5 gold over, and you're given a rather impressive folding tent that looks like it could hold maybe 2 people in it. Just by guessing from the dimensions of all the poles and everything.
Will it hold me and Varys?
Yes, you guys might touch in the night if one
Tips.
of you rolls over. You might touch tips, but such
We're
is
not
life.
touching tents. We're touching butt cheeks. Okay. We're
Okay.
not.
It's totally different.
Uh-huh.
And you said of ways to make fire. Would you have flint or anything of the such?
He says, I have common tinderbox here.
I think that would be of great use.
Okay. He sells that to you for a silver piece.
Okay. And then obviously the big one, food. How are we looking?
I have rations, but as you might expect, they're not cheap these days.
Personally, I should be fine for a number of days. And also, I've found aid in my new god.
I have no rations because I have washed up on sea several times.
That is the sea for you. How much are rations, sir?
He tells you it's 7 silver for each one.
Oh shit.
I'll put three gold on the table. This is my contribution to you and your salty sea adventures. I'm sorry that my god sees so fit to ruin your day.
No worry. How many rations does everyone have?
I have 9.
I have 10.
Oh wait, do I have 9 or 10? I have 10.
Because I ate at the
9.
tavern last night.
Earlier last session, we were told how long it would probably take us to get to Jubei. Do we remember that? He told us like the regular travel time, and he said it would probably take twice as long.
It's gonna take you. It would take you maybe on a really good travel 12 days, but given the winter and everything, you could be looking at up to maybe 30 or 24.
Well, we're gonna stop by a couple of different places.
How long will it take us to get to Ko site?
He says, well, people say that town is all but dried up and everyone has moved out. In fact, I think some of the people here are from there.
What about Sodi Jamin?
It
I
still
would know that
exists. You could try it.
How long would it take us to get to Sodi Gianin? I should know that, shouldn't I?
He tells you an estimate of maybe 6 to 8 days.
Okay.
Is that with the winter or without?
Yeah, with the winter.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So 7 silver pieces each.
If you're lucky, if it gets snowed in along the way, you could be stuck out there for some time.
Fuck it. I'm buying all the rations I can. I dropped my last 9 gold.
so you have 12 gold worth of rations.
Yeah.
So I gave you 3.
So he hands you 17 rations.
Right. Well, I'll definitely be able to eat and hopefully provide a little bit for you guys.
All right. Well,
All
11
right.
days early, we should probably make haste.
I drop 13 gold and 7 silver, which should give me like roughly 19 rations. Take me down to an even 20.
Okay. Yeah, he hands you 19 rations.
And then
He says to
Do
you,
you-
it's good that you buy them now. I fear the guard will come to seize these and hand them out to the people before long.
that's what I was thinking. Do you happen to have like a hand drill, a knife, and like some wood, and then maybe some binding agent?
Peculiar. He rummages around and eventually turns back to you and he says, I don't have any tools quite like that, sorry.
Fuck. Alright. And like I look around his store and see if there's like any like anything I can use to start building my new invention of a straw.
It seems that the woodworking tools that you want are not laying around, and he doesn't have the tools that you're gonna need.
Fuck. Okay.
Are there any reeds in? No,
Mhm.
those would be too big.
Huh. Alright, well, thank you anyway.
I'll slap down 3 gold and 5 silver for just 5 rations.
Okay. He'll hand you those. Let's see here.
Alright.
So you've made a bunch of purchases here, and the shopkeep seems to like you well enough, though his prices are a little bit hefty. And you have your adventure somewhat laid before you. What do you guys want to do?
Well, if everyone else is good for if everyone else is good for purchasing stuff, I'm ready to head out and head to what is now known as the ruin of Cove Siat. How do you say it, man?
It's S-A-I-T, is it not? So site.
Kosite?
Yeah.
Kosite. Yeah. I'm ready to head out for Kosite.
Can I just say that actually sounds like a dope ass rap name?
Kosite? Yeah, it does.
Like I'm about to use that for my next album.
Let me just browse through real quick.
I am ready to head out as long as we believe that we are properly prepared.
Where's we're gonna be? We got winter clothing. We got rations. We got food for days. We got purification of food for days. Should be good. We got someone who's good at sleeping out around in town, and as soon as we get to a town, we have some access to some shelter. Do we need anything else?
No, I think we're good. Although I know I'm forgetting something probably crucial.
Whew. Clan, you got any input to make?
No, not really.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Riveting. Sloth, you got anything?
Just browsing through his wares right now.
Okay.
I don't see anything that would. Maybe a shovel.
I got a shovel.
You got a shovel?
Yep.
Does this man have a sovereign stone?
Do we also
that
have
we could afford.
$1,000 or 1,000 pieces of gold?
Right?
Listen, I might turn into a murder hobo for a sovereign.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I mean, you have a bag of shells that are worth a 200 gold, so.
Bag of what?
Your bag of seashells.
Yo, I forgot I even had that.
Yeah,
Well, he
that's
has
worth
no idea
200
what they're
gold.
worth.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
Right? Yeah, you were dead the entire time.
don't
He just
know
has
what
a
I
bag
have.
of shells.
We reset this game, and like I lost my inventory, so I don't even remember what I had.
Well, he might have lost them in his travels.
Yeah. How's my my bottle of ink doing?
Oh, you still have enough. Yeah, you've maybe
Okay,
gone through like a
fair
quarter
bit.
of it.
Yeah. I have
Alright,
an
good,
iron
good.
pot, I have a quiver with 20 arrows.
Your notes
in
are
it.
short after all.
Yeah.
A two-person tent, bedroll, rations for 15 days.
Oh,
50 feet
arrows.
of food.
Does this guy sell arrows?
Ah. He has a saddened look when you ask him. He says, "Sorry, somebody came along and purchased them all up a while back.
Do
Alright.
you know who that is so I can go pay them?
Some hunters. I don't know if they're still around. Mountain men.
Well, how many do you need, Mac?
I've got about, assuming what I know from before, about 16 left.
Well, you and I are about on par.
All right.
Do you happen to have a scimitar?
No. I have a dagger.
No, the shopkeep.
The shopkeeper brandishes a scimitar from a container at the back end of the room. It gleams like that of a new creation. Some smith must have put his finishing touches on this, and it still has all the luster of a new weapon.
I'm just gonna, like, drool as I look at it, just like, that's a beautiful sword.
Mm-hmm.
Being the smith that I am, goo.
He looks to you and he says, "Normally I'd sell this for 40 gold, but 35 for you lot."
You drive a hard bargain.
But I'm poor as fuck.
How would you value this short sword? And I put out my main hand short sword. Because I have this and 20 gold.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh god. Oh hey, persuasion I get a +1 because I have a -1 charisma and then I have proficiency in it. Wow! 6!
He pauses for a second. He says, You see, he kind of sits down back at his table and kind of plays idly with the scales that he has there, just tapping on one end. And he says, "Add 5 gold and we have a deal." The short sword plus 25.
What do I have that is worth 5 gold?
Are you lacking in funds there, friend?
I am indeed.
Well, here's 5 gold and I'll slap it down. but unfortunately, that's the end of my generosity for today. We need some more money to save us for the road, and slap down the 5 gold, and I'll thank you, sir. I'll wait for you all outside. Maybe find some good thinking out in the cold.
Thank you very much.
Okay. The shopkeep gives you a smile and a nod. His heavy turban sways to one side as he does so, and you lose 20 gold in your short sword, and now have a scimitar, one that is quite new and still shiny.
0 gold, boys.
Just Monday things.
Yep.
With that, is everybody headed out?
Yep.
Okay.
Out of character, what is the difference between a short sword and a scimitar?
Absolutely nothing.
One of them's
Slashing
curved.
damage.
Oh, well, yeah, slashing damage versus piercing. But it's
Aesthetic.
my guy was trained for scimitars, and so the short swords were kind of like his training type weapons, or like not
The
training
practice
weapons,
swords.
but yeah.
Practice swords.
All right,
Yeah.
it makes sense. I just couldn't understand why you wanted that scimitar so bad. I'm like, don't they do the same damage out of character? Like,
Scimitars are also not light.
all
No,
right,
they're not. They're
Yeah,
light.
they're light.
I thought. Yeah.
Oh, they are? Oh, no, I'm thinking of rapiers. Sorry.
Yeah.
all right, I'm good then. I just had to know. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. I just my character.
Just really knows how to spend gold.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So as you guys step out back into the cold, the winter world is there waiting for you, and your path is set. Is everybody traveling to Coast Sight?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's roll to see how the weather treats you.
Woohoo! I got high survival. If that helps.
That's not a great roll.
As per usual, weather dicks us.
No. It takes you a total of 4 days traveling along the mountain before you get back to Coast Sight. You remember it taking just over 2 last time, but as you're going along, the wind threatens to throw you from the mountain. Indeed, there are portions of this winding mountain pass which take you upon the precipice of just like sheer drop into rocky death. And many times you have to pause and basically like either shovel or shift your way through the snow in order to avoid being just some dead corpse down at the bottom of the mountain. But after 4 days, you eventually get there. So everyone subtract your rations. And
Down
you
to
make it into
15.
town. The town, as rumored, is deserted, and as you come upon its outskirts, it's during a day where there's a little bit of letting up on the snow. Maybe the altitude up in the mountains was making things worse. Now that you're closer towards the ground here, it's not nearly as bad. You can see something, though, and I'd like everyone to please roll perception.
Please roll initiative. As we're entering, I'd like to say, watch out. If this city is abandoned, there is probably looters who might not take too kindly.
Oh, thank you. Does that count?
Yeah.
Okay, his dice flip mine over.
Oh.
So that's a 16 for me.
Okay.
That's an 11 for me.
I'm sorry, Daxon.
So who got above a 15? Just you? Just Matt?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are traveling in here, it's difficult to see. There's snow buffeting around and a wind that drifts in between the buildings, but you see something peculiar off in the distance. But despite the fact that everything seems to be deserted, you think that you see some lumbering figure traveling in between a couple of houses. It's very far off in the distance, Mac, and it looks kind of like a street urchin that's like kind of hunched over who shuffles from one building to another. You get the sense that this is not necessarily completely empty.
There's certainly movement ahead, be it friend or foe or scoundrels looting the town like I was going to. But there's someone out here. We are not quite alone.
Should we go try to meet with them?
I mean, place is deserted. There can't be much, especially if they're living here.
I should mention that you guys are kind of further up on the path, and you're standing by like a rocky outcrop, so that the people down in the town probably wouldn't notice you.
How many people do we see? Or does he
Max
see?
saw one figure move between some buildings. That was it. And I don't think he's told you what he saw exactly, so.
You said
Whoa.
there was movement.
Yeah, there was one figure in the streets. I don't know what it is, but if they have friends, they might try and attack travelers passing by.
Well, hopefully they're of the kinder sort, and maybe we might find some rest and a little bit of a warmer sleep than we've experienced for the last few nights. Come, let's greet them. Let's greet them in a non-threatening manner.
All right, Ramiro. When we get attacked, this one's on you.
I'll be your shield, so it's fine.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. As you cast Mage Armor on yourself, you hear the bird's voice in your head again. And it says to you, do you feel it as well?
Just gonna keep walking forward, trudging with shield on my back and hammer at my side.
Okay. There's something, it says to you, Talius. I can sense it.
Whew. I'm gonna pull Mac aside and just be like, "Hey, look, the lantern's telling us that something is nearby." As quietly as possible.
I'm already 40 feet ahead at this point.
Yes, I know there's something out there, but our friend wants to investigate. I think as a team we'll stand a much better chance against what it is.
Yeah, but like, I think you're missing the importance. The lantern is talking to us and can sense things around us.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
All right. that was the point of the conversation.
I mean, I knew. I was just getting.
Yeah.
Every NPC we've ran into so far, besides Tarak, I've hated.
Fair. All right.
Continue walking forward.
Yeah.
Am I near town yet?
I'll try
Oh,
to
by
catch
the way,
up
I
to
need to
you.
make notes. If I ever run Tarak again, I'll make that name.
As you go to leave, Mac, and start walking away, Talius, you hear the voice again. It says, the fabric of your group is crumbling. I fear that
Fuck.
it'll soon come to the point where you'll be my lone carrier, Talius.
What?
Must stay true to the Covenant.
Are you saying that we shouldn't go into this town?
No. What I sense further in the town is something that we have to go towards.
He doesn't
Ew.
like me anymore because I said fuck him.
Okay.
Just gonna keep walking.
Still keep my promises.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys traverse into the town here?
Walking,
Mhm.
walking.
We're walking awkward circles around buildings.
Okay, so you wander into the town here, and there's no real walls around the town or anything like that. It looks like a pretty simple town, maybe even just a large village. There's a bunch of stone houses and everything like that. You can see off in the distance towards the mountain what looks like mining tunnels, and you would imagine that the quarry must be further in there, because outside of the tunnels you can see what looks like very large blocks of stone which have been cut out and left there. Over in the other direction, the city or town sort of spreads out in front of you, and way off in the distance, you think that you can kind of barely see the other path, which will continue past this town and lead further off. As you start to wander into here, Talius, the lantern, speaks to you again, and it says, "It's here. It's underneath the ground. We have to go to it."
Okay. Where underground?
Huh? What'd you say, buddy?
I was just thinking about that in my head.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Mm.
It says,
You want it?
not too deep below. It feels like maybe 60, maybe 100 feet under the ground within the city. Something lurks. I see people in robes. And that which must be retrieved. I call on you now to fulfill your promise. Your group cannot leave town until I have this.
Oh.
All right.
The lantern speaks again, and it says, there's something else. Something approaches. 2 men from the alleyway further up ahead.
Just gonna keep walking ahead of everyone. About 30, 40 feet.
Wait. Everyone, come back.
What?
The lantern speaks
Alias.
again. It says, they've stopped. They hear you. See into their minds. Murderous intent.
Dalius, what's wrong?
One of them holds in his
Surely.
hand a blade, cold steel. The other, something different.
We're gonna start walking. Talius, why are we halted?
I dropped my glasses and I can't find them. Please help.
At that
You
point, I need
son of a
everyone to
bitch!
please roll initiative.
Jesus. Drop my glass.
Just walking. Oh my god, fuck you.
It's a fucking natural 20 up there, boys.
That's a natural 1, I blame you.
Oh. Hey, well, you're like walking 40 feet out.
Yeah.
It's not my
um,
fault.
And I'm turning around from the threat because someone has glasses on the ground. Just like
Hey,
you
look,
have.
man.
That's the session's over. That way we have another session of successfully not TP King, right?
Mhm.
You have glasses? Dalius, I didn't know that you had anything underneath that mask.
Yep.
Completely.
Can I
don't
just
ha-
say, I'm really sad this fucking winged bird dude is not talking to me, because I'd be having the funniest ass conversations with him.
I don't have my shield out. I'm walking back totally blissfully unaware, not aware that there's any threat at all because my good friend Talius not giving me any warning.
There are 2 attacks at first here. Has everyone set up themselves on the initiative order?
Yep.
Oh shit, they just rolled a nat 20 on initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Ah!
Well, I rolled a natural 20 as well, so...
What's your dexterity modifier?
+3.
Oh, okay, roll again. It's contested.
Fuck.
They just got a total of 22. So you roll another initiative roll. What did you get?
9.
Okay, so they're going first.
Fuck.
So these 2 people step around the corner, and then they quickly attack. One of them goes to throw out what looks like a dagger flying through the snowy air towards the back of Romero here. So I'm going to do that roll first. Romero, what's your AC?
Without the shield, it's 17.
Okay. Get stabbed in the back here with a dagger that sticks into you for 5 damage.
Oh, fun.
The other one holds something, and you see what looks like a bottle of some sort of like darkened liquid, and he throws it down the alleyway. Let's see here.
Down, like, towards us?
Yes.
Or this way?
No, towards Romero.
Yeah.
And Romero at 23 will hit, I take it?
Yes, just a smidge.
Okay. The bottle flies out, and you hear the sound of breaking glass and feel some sort of liquid that douses you and the ground around you.
Huh.
You are covered in what feels like some sort of slippery liquid, and you see over there that one of them pulls out a torch. Next up is these guys, and one of them
God.
runs out here and goes to throw the torch at you, while the other one stays hidden back here and seems to duck away, actually. And let's see, Romero. He makes a normal attack on you. You're now aware of them.
Do I have my shield out or no? Is that on my
No,
turn?
because you still haven't acted yet. But you would know that they're attacking. There's no surprise around here. Does a 14 hit?
Is he throwing another dagger, or what is he doing?
He's throwing a torch at you.
Oh, no, a 14 doesn't hit.
Okay. The torch misses and mercifully lands behind you onto the ground here and quickly goes out in the snow. You see the man seems to curse from underneath the robes that he wears and then goes to run back over here and disappears from sight. It's your turn, Talius. What do you want to do?
Okay. So, bonus action to Blade Sing,
Okay.
which ups my speed to 40.
Okay.
And then I am going to run this way 15 feet, skirting around the edge, and then another 15 feet, and then 10. So I
You have
just
40
get
move
a look.
speed?
Yep. Because blitzing adds 10 movement.
Ah, okay.
So do I have a look down
You
the
have a
alley?
line of sight on both of them. You see two people here. One of them is currently hunched over a little bit. It looks like he's lighting another torch, while the other one has a set of daggers in his hand. And as you ground the corner, he throws one of them at you with his prepared action.
Oh fuck.
Ah. Does a 8 hit?
No.
The dagger misses, and you round the corner with enough speed that this person kind of overshoots, and the dagger misses. What do you want to do?
Can I ice knife?
Do you have an action left?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
go
use
for it.
bonus action and movement.
Who are you hitting?
So-
One with the daggers or the one with the torch?
One with a torch.
Okay,
He seems to be the bigger threat.
go for it.
So that's an attack.
That's an attack, it says.
Oh, 13 to hit.
13 misses, unfortunately. You can
Okay.
go ahead, though. Let's see. They do dex saves. Both of them pass, so go ahead and roll damage, and they'll take half.
Okay, let me just double check the damage. Ice knife.
2d6. Or, wait, so they
Yeah, no, I
succeed?
don't.
Did they succeed?
If they both succeed, they don't take any damage.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was one of those. Yeah, so they take no damage then, both passing the save. Your ice
Shit.
knife flies out, one of them moves out of the way, and then it harmlessly explodes, shattering ice in the alleyway, but not a single piece hits these men. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Next up, it's your turn. What do you want to do, Varys?
I'm just probably gonna dash up to them.
Sure. It's 20. Yeah, you can get right up to them. Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. After that, it's you, Mac.
Now, I don't ever use the spell, so I don't know well enough, even though I'm probably gonna be yelled at by the D&D community. Prestidigitation. I hear I could use to clean things. Do I get the sense I could clean up this mess on Marrow?
It would take a lot of casting. So maybe after combat you could clean them, but you couldn't clean the whole thing in the midst of combat. It would just take too long.
Okay, I just wanted to be like make sure that I could have prevented disaster. It's on me. Okay, I'm gonna walk around this, what I'm gonna call a grease pit,
Mhm.
and I got line of sight.
You can barely shoot at the one with the torch.
Oh, I ain't shooting. I'm talking shit. Vicious mockery.
Okay. Alright, he makes a wisdom saving throw,
Oh,
and he gets a 7.
that does not pass, so he will have disadvantage on his next attack and
Okay.
hold defense.
Oh,
All right, 4.
Oh.
Got him. Max damage.
Got him.
So isn't that 7 damage, or is it? Does
No.
it
No,
not?
it's a cantrip. It's only for 4.
Okay, your Vicious Mockery lands on this man, and you can tell its magic has taken effect. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. It's your turn, Romero. And as you kind of turn to see all of this commotion happening and everything, you can smell, despite how cold it is outside, that what you've been doused in is most certainly lantern oil.
Fuck. Just pull my shield out. Pull out Warhammer. And is it difficult terrain?
If you move through here, there's a chance that you'll slip. So you'll have to make a save.
Okay, well I'll try. I'm gonna try moving away.
Okay. A dexterity saving throw, please. That's jinked. You can roll that again.
12.
12? Okay, you're able to move through it. You nearly collapse and fall prone, but you're able to catch your footing.
Do I get full movement or is it reduced?
Yeah, full movement.
I'm gonna run over here, shield and Warhammer in hand, and I guess just try to smack a bitch.
Okay, go for it.
Good.
Which
Take a
one?
swing with-
You're hitting the one with the daggers here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the Warhammer, oh, that's 17 to hit.
17 hits, roll damage.
All right. That's 4 damage.
No modifier?
No.
Okay. You swing and hit this man here, and he staggers back for a second, nearly dropping a dagger, but he's still alive.
You better learn how to fucking aim with that fire, boy.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
The other one with the torch throws one at you again.
All right.
Does a 20 hit?
I don't know. Yeah, it does.
Okay. You burst into flame here as you taunt this man, and he turns over. You can see a grin from underneath his cowl here, and he sends out the torch. You try to move out of the way, but it strikes you, kind of catching on your shield, but your shield is partially covered in the oil as well. It lights on flame, and soon flame is spreading all over your legs and your torso as well. You take 8 points of damage.
Okay, I need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. From what?
My Wrath of the Storm. It's a reaction.
Okay. Well, he got a 1.
Okay, 2d8. I'm gonna say thunder damage. See if that, like, just have it burst out of the shield.
Sure, yeah, go for it. Let's see what we get.
Alright. Well, that's not a lot. It's 7 thunder damage, but still.
Okay. Coming off of the edge of your shield here, a bolt of lightning responds to the flame, and even though you're set ablaze, you get a good strike on this man, and he staggers back for a second and nearly falls to the ground then and there. It seems like he's barely alive.
Alright.
Is that your turn?
Well, that was his turn, so that was just a reaction.
Oh yeah, the reaction there. You're going to be, let's see here. This man here in front of you, he takes his daggers in hand, but he doesn't stab you with them. Instead, he falls to his knees, and it sounds like he's saying some sort of chant or some sort of prayer or something, calling up into the sky in a language that nobody knows.
Gunbug says
And
it's
there we go. It is your turn, Talius.
Alright. I'm going to move around them.
Okay.
So I'm behind them. And So you said this man is like kneeling and calling up to the gods?
Yeah. And the other one looks like he's very close to death and is heavily wounded.
Is anything happening with this man, or he looks like he's just praying?
Yeah, it looks like he's just praying.
Alright. Yeah, no, I'm gonna 2 cuts at this man then.
Sure.
Am I on fire?
Yep.
You are.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh. He's probably dead.
yeah, so I'm guessing both hit.
They do. Roll damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
8 plus 4.
How do you want to attack him?
I just kind of like dive roll in and then put 2 or both the scimitar and the short sword through his back.
Okay. You move to the side and plunge both of these blades, and they sink through past all the bone. And when you pull them out, his body just falls lifelessly to the ground here. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. You're up next, Varys.
Hitting them with my maul.
Okay. You have advantage because he's kneeling. He's making no attempts to dodge.
Uh, 16.
That hits. Roll damage.
Six damage.
6 damage. Okay. Your swing with the maul is enough to send this man's head into the side of the building here, and he collapses immediately afterwards and falls dead to the ground. You are all no longer in combat.
Gotta take a deep breath. Hey, we did one.
I start casting prestidigitation to clear off this fucking fire.
Okay.
Yeah, I will help with that.
Yeah, I was
All
just
right.
gonna roll on the ground. Thank you.
Let's see here. Romero, you take another 1 point of fire damage,
Okay.
and soon the 2 people here are able to clean you of this fire. You're not sure what magical trickery it is, but the oil goes away with it as well, and you're back to your old self, though singed here and there.
That's not what I was expecting for a homecoming, but well, do you all mind if we take a short rest or something? I can heal myself, but wouldn't mind saving that.
I'd love to.
Let's take shelter in a nearby building so we can keep an eye out in case anyone claim these bodies.
Well, let's just drag the bodies into like this building.
Sure.
Okay.
Someone want to go in there first and check it out?
I will.
All right.
Alright?
Can we please pick them up instead of drag them? I don't want people really knowing where we went.
I mean, there's that oil slick out front.
You go to open this door here, Talius, and it seems to be locked. There's something barring your pass. And from what you can tell, it doesn't feel like it's the lock of the door. It's like there must be like an arm bar there. Now, if you're committed to getting into this building, there are some windows and whatnot. There's one that kind of runs along here, facing the road as well. And there's another little smaller one here. They both are kind of blocked up, and the blinds go over them, so you can't see what's on the other side.
Alright. Can I use my short sword to like hack away at the blinds? Or is it like actual glass windows?
Yeah, it's a glass window with blinds behind it.
Fuck.
So you can do
Well,
that. It'll make a racket if you do, but...
1 second. Alright. I guess I'm gonna try this. Can I send my mage hand past the door to open it from the other side.
You can't put your mage hand through objects, as far as I know. Let me give it a quick look. A spectral floating hand appears at a point you choose within range. So in theory, that point could be through objects. So okay, that works. You can place it within 30 feet on the other side there if you want.
Yeah, I guess that seems like funky, but I guess it works.
It doesn't say that you have to see where it goes. It just says
Yeah.
you choose a point within range.
All right. Well, I'll try to do that then. I guess.
Okay, make an Arcana check for me.
All right, that's fair. Oh, 11.
11. Okay, it's a bit tricky, but you're able to kind of maneuver around the hand on the other side, and you try to do so in order to get it over towards the door here. As you do so, you can hear what sounds like something being knocked over from the other side. Your hand must have brushed along something it wasn't supposed to.
It's probably not good. Probably a jar full of fucking scorpions. Alright. I continue trying to work my hand over to the door to open it.
Okay. Make another check for me.
Alright, this one's better. This one is 22.
You manage to get some success here, and your mage hand comes over and you move it in an upward motion and can hear the sound of a plank being shifted out of place. Afterwards, the door opens up. You're able to step inside if you wish.
Yeah, I kick it open.
Okay, you kick it open. The doors fly open, and winter air begins to fill this room. You see what looks like an abandoned shop of some sort.
Lit. Alright. Is there anyone inside?
It appears to be completely empty. There is already an open doorway over here on this side. And over here you can see another small doorway behind the bar, which you assumed would have had items on it for sale. You can see what looks to be a great deal of like hooks and shelves and things like that to display items, but there's nothing left there.
Alright. I'll go help carry those guys in.
Okay. As you walk over there to help, the voice speaks to you once again, and it says, "They're moving around." You guys successfully carried the bodies. And where are you going to put them?
Inside?
Just in
Yeah.
the doorway, or...
Well, is there... How far can you see inside? Like, through the windows from outside?
The windows are boarded up.
Yeah, just throw them over here, I guess.
Can they use their prestidigitate or whatever to remove any blood or anything from them that happened in the alleyway?
Oh, yeah. I'll go start doing that.
Sure.
I can. Varus can easily lift both of those guys.
Alright.
Clean up any footsteps, any left of that grease spill.
And I'll just go inside and take a short rest, I guess.
So, prestidigitation isn't perfect, but you do clean up all the blood and everything. There's sign in the snow that there may have been a scuffle or something here, but otherwise it looks fine.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll go inside and...
Once we're inside, we close the door and put the put the armbar back, put
Okay.
the board back in, so they just can't randomly open it too.
Sounds good. You board it up, and now there is no way to get through without either breaking the windows or smashing through the doorway.
So what's in this room?
Over in that room, it looks like there's maybe like a second shop or something like that. As you stare around, go ahead and make for me a perception check or investigation, alternately.
— 17.
17. It seems to be missing a great deal of items, though from the way that some of the furniture is arranged, you would guess that this was a workshop at one point. And you can see that there's a bench upon which some sort of saw seems to be left there, and you would imagine somebody did woodworking in here at one point. There's some sawdust on the ground as well.
Talios. Looks like we found something somewhere where you can try and make a different mask.
Ooh. I'm not much of a craftsman, though.
I'm actually quite well versed in fine details of smithing, so.
Can we go to the other door and see what's in that open through there?
Sure. As you go and get towards this other door here, it seems to have a simple handle, and when you go to open it, I need you to make for me a dexterity saving throw, Varys.
Oh, fun.
That was just full of different emotions.
It's what it says, 14.
Okay. Your handle places itself there, and you go to open the door, and suddenly you see what looks like a bunch of runes that appear on the door, and then afterwards an explosion echoes out. And you all see what looks like a great deal of flame that bursts out from the door and singes Varys. You're able to move out of the way, so you take half damage, but you do take 12 points of damage, half, so 6. As a blast of fire explodes outwards. The door is left kind of swinging on its hinges and is open now.
That, you okay over there, Varys?
I'm alright. It's just a little fire. Warmed me up, actually.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not over there. How long do I have to sit here before I get to roll some hit die?
You guys will have to wait for half an hour. Is that what you guys want to do?
Well, I was sitting here waiting while they're cleaning everything up and exploring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you still have some time. Maybe like 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go sit down in this corner and start my short rest as well.
Okay. Mac and Varys.
I'm just gonna chill, start playing a little song, aka Song of Rest for our short rest.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Why are you guys so chill when the door just exploded with fire? What the fuck is going through your guys' heads?
Well,
Monday.
Varys seems okay. I need a rest because I just expended 2 spell slots.
Like, how are you guys,
And-
like...
Monday.
No. This is a perfectly fine place to rest.
Look, no. So in my workshop, explosions like these happened all the time with my master because when we were fucking experimenting and shit. So whenever we had an accident like that, we always went down, sat, and thought about what just went wrong, and so that is what I am doing.
Mm-hmm.
And Oberic has overwhelmed me with the sense of calm at exploding pieces of furniture and such.
He's used to it.
Is everyone just gonna sit down and wait then?
Fuck yeah.
This door that I opened, does it open inwards or outwards
Yes.
towards me?
It opens inwards.
How big's the handle?
The same that you would see for all human dwellings. Like, just slightly smaller than what you would want as a furbolg.
Okay. I'm just thinking of something you said.
Okay, so let's see here. You guys sit and manage to get your short rest. Everybody please roll whatever hit die you're going for.
What does Song of Rest do?
Just gets you an extra d6, so I'll roll that for you.
Does that work on short rests?
Yeah,
It's meant for short rest.
Yeah, perfect.
And then I don't get it back till another long. So you get an extra 2 health. Anyone who's taking a short rest.
Cool.
No,
Alright.
fuck it. I'm gonna use both.
So now that we know that this this place is trapped, we should probably proceed with.
Caution.
What do you mean it's trapped? That was just a normal thing, like back in your laboratory.
10.
Yeah.
Alright, I got 10.
And I've thought about it, and I've realized that it's trapped,
Oh, I see.
and so
You guys are gonna give me a fucking seizure.
so look, so that those were magic runes, which means this was a fairly wealthy merchant or someone who practiced magecraft. So that's good for us, kind of, because that means there might be some more magic inclined items in the back of the storage.
No. Wow. Some days I have a spell for that, but unfortunately today is not that day. I guess proceed with caution. Are you an expert at finding these normally?
Whoa.
Am I robot-y? Or
No.
I was. Someone used the stairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a fair hand at investigating.
well, lead on, and if you come to terms with a bad spell, then I feel as it'll be my obligation as asking you to try to make you feel better with some of my god's aid.
Alright.
Should we check the bodies of the people that we brought in?
No, that's too easy.
They probably
Would
have
you like-
the key down to this basement cult place.
Yeah. Would you
There's-
like me to make an investigation check to find traps and loot?
Are you asking me or your group?
Yes. Illusion.
Sure, yeah. If you want to investigate around, go for it.
Alright. 15.
Okay. The place is barren, and as you look around, you find that pretty much everything was taken and stolen away. The only things that seem to offer up any possible loot are the 2 corpses over in the corner. One of them has a set of daggers on him, which you could take if you want. They're not new by any means, but they're functional. And the other one seems to have something on him. It looks like some sort of like a token or like a statuette, and it looks like a bird.
The same bird as the one that I studied back at the gate?
It looks very similar, though not the same. There's a few key details that are different about it. This one looks like more portly and not not quite as like sinewy, and there's a few minor details about it which are different, but otherwise it looks quite similar.
Like, are they the same species of bird?
You'd have no idea.
Fuck. Alright. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna pull Mac aside real quick while Romero's doing whatever. I just say, hey, look, the lantern's saying that we have a cult below us, and I believe this token is our way in.
Just gonna go through the door. Wow, this house really was something, huh? It's truly tremendous how beautiful the architecture is, yet it's sustained a fair amount of damage.
Yeah. Find anything back there?
I don't know.
How does this dude know that there's a cult here?
I don't fucking know, dude, but he knew about the two guys in the alleyway, too.
Yo, we have spider sense. This is dope.
Yeah, it's nice, but like, there's like a fucking like an actual cult in the underground below us, and he said that they were moving around and shit too. So
I don't think you understand. He can tell us how many chicks are in a bar before we go in there.
that's not the part of this conversation. Okay, look.
All right. So let's just ignore the cult. Why would we like?
No, he wants us to go down to the cult, dude. It's like we can't leave until we've done something with the cult.
So why doesn't he tell me this himself?
Cause like I guess I'm the only one that's bearing his lantern right now, and so he can only talk to me. Maybe
I would like to try to steal the lantern.
I hand it to him.
Okay. You hold the lantern, and what do you want to do with it?
I want to hold it like a newborn baby, like Simba Lion King shit.
Okay.
Why won't you speak to me? I need your secret.
The bird's
find
voice
anything in-
speaks into your head and says, Mac, there's something that lurks below the town. Let's go there.
Get up for me. I hand it back to Talis. All right, let's go down.
Okay, how are we gonna get Romero down there? Can't just tell him that we know that there's a cult below us.
We could just tell him that I want to go there because I'm Mac and I do weird shit all the time.
Okay, but how do we know that it's underground without the lantern telling us that there's an underground cult?
Yo, I'm just looking around for rations. That's all I'm doing. There's these things
Okay.
called cellars, and if I'm lucky, someone left some alcohol behind.
Flawless
Walk
plan.
into the same room and just be like, what did you end up finding on these corpses?
We found like a weird token thing, which is, it's kind of strange. I don't like it.
Hey, has anyone seen a cellar? I could really use.
You cut out right at the end.
I could really...
use some alcohol.
Mm.
Oh, I don't see a cellar here, but what was the weird token thing? Do you mind if I look at it?
Yeah, no, go ahead. And I hand him the token.
Do I notice anything in particular about the token? Is there anything of interest? I have a decent survival. Do I recognize anything about survival and animal handling? Does it look like anything I've seen out in the wild?
Sure, roll a survival check for me. Let's see what we get.
Okay.
Can I just say this is Mac's favorite thing, keeping secrets?
Fuck. That's a 24.
This bird does not look like one that you've seen before, which is odd because you have a fairly good catalog of nature and its creatures in your mind from your past background here. But there's something wrong about it. It's something that a layman wouldn't notice, which is that some of its features are unnatural.
This bird is slightly grotesque.
It could be that either like the carver or the creator that made this just made some errors like that, or it could be that it's not meant to be a recreation of a normal bird.
Just inspecting it all around. This is. And I'm gonna look at his hands. Does it look like he was a carver of some sort? Like, did they look like craftsman's hands?
Who's he?
The man who the body that was taken off of.
It doesn't look like it, no. His
So-
hands are kind of like decrepit in a weird way. As you look at them, it looks like there's burn marks on them, and they're kind of weathered. As you inspect the body, you see that he's fairly old, actually. He's like maybe in his like 50s, 60s.
It's odd that this man might be carrying this around. It might be from a child, but these features, it's either there's a mixture of both poor and fantastic craftsmanship here, but this bird is disgusting.
It could be that it's a marker of like to allegiance, a faction or something. There's probably more around here. Like this year's a group of 2, Mac only saw a group of 1, so it's possible that there's a third out.
No, there might be another. We could go searching through some buildings and try and find their tracks. I'd be willing to say that, but I'm doubtful it's a marker of any group.
By the way, did anyone hear what dude was praying to me? Like,
There was a guy praying to you?
you know, out there in
out
the
in the
streets.
alley before Varys killed him.
Yeah, it sounded like he was saying a bunch of nonsense words.
Yeah,
Him
who's
making
speaking
an
a
insight
language.
check to to that praying or anything? Is there
It was
anything?
a language that none of us speak.
Yeah,
Oh,
Or
spoke.
spoke, sorry.
speak it.
Speak it. Speak it did.
Oh. What did it sound like? Did it sound like low and guttural? Sound like what was the sound of the language that he was speaking?
I'm sorry, man. I'm still recovering from so much
Uh-huh.
fucking alcohol.
Just
dude.
reflecting on
Uh-huh.
how much of like a dumpster fire this is.
I know.
Why? What's wrong with this?
I think we're doing fine.
Yeah, what are you trying to say there, Lucian?
Like, what are we doing wrong?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question?
What did the fucking language sound like, you jackass?
It didn't sound like anything that you guys had heard before.
Was it low and guttural and just like generally terrifying? Did it sound like disgusting and revolting or what?
Make an insight check for me.
Okay, that's what I was asking for. Mister, this is a dumpster fire. Fuck you. Shit, that's a 14.
There was something strange and haunting about it.
Well, we did just exit an area where we were requested to clear it of some dark spirits, and as you all said, we cleared it of said dark spirits, apparently.
Correction, we did. You didn't. You was dead.
You were there with us. Well, you were unconscious with us, but you were there.
Can you roll a wisdom check for me, please?
Sure. Me?
Yes.
Okay, just wisdom check.
Yep, straight wisdom.
15.
15. Mac jokingly, or perhaps truthfully, mentions that you weren't there, and afterwards, Talius mentions that you were, and you pause to think about it for a second, reflecting on that, like, black piece of space that occupies that bit of your memory. And then something comes to you, and you picture yourself with the group. You're all in, like, a hallway, and you're walking down the hall, and, like, suddenly behind you, you see, like, something is like rolling in your direction, and in your memory everyone kind of like runs to scatter, and you see one of these things breaks open and a bunch of scorpions come out, and then the memory leaves you and blacks out.
Oh, let's stop talking on this. I feel as if I'm cursed. Oh, let's.
Sucks to suck.
Max, shut up for the moment.
I'm gonna
There
try
might-
to think.
We're not a dumpster fire, he says.
Yeah.
There
We're
might
not
be-
a dumpster fire. We're
There
just
might be
a
more
normal
dark.
campfire.
There might be more dark spirits here if the monks at the monastery said that there was some there.
We're just a normal campfire that happens to be in a dumpster. It's just a coincidence. I'm going to think at the lantern and just be like, look, this is hurting our
Rename the group Dumpster Fire.
our quote party fabric that Romero doesn't know what's going on and it's hurting our mission. How do you propose we bring him into the fold without compromising our agreement?
Let's see here.
Don't.
The lantern responds to you, and it says, "He can know partial truths, but he can't know everything that has happened. I fear that if he has all the knowledge, he will destroy me. It's what his God would want him to do. Cannot let that happen. Tell him that in the cave, he was there with you, but merely suffered an injury of some sort and lost most of that memory, but that you had managed to fight spirits there and defeat them."
Can I tell him that we have a magical lantern that's telling us what's happening?
No,
But-
he can't know about that.
So how do we tell him to get down underground to continue the mission?
You're smart, Talius. I'm sure that you'll find a way.
Look, most of my intelligence comes from my master, not myself. I have no fucking clue what's going on. This is new lands.
Guys, can we go
Humans
find
are
some alcohol?
strange. Yeah, let's go find alcohol. I'm deep in thought.
The
Yeah,
voice
head
grows quiet and doesn't seem to respond to you.
Yeah, head outside, opening the bar door. Just try to inspect the landscape, see if there's anything off about it.
Okay. You step outside, and I'd like you to make a perception check, please.
That's a 24.
You are not alone. And as you step out into the streets and look around, you could swear that you see what looks like figures moving around on the top of the roof over here. And they quickly hide from sight when you look in their direction.
Just gonna turn around as I'm leaving. We're not alone. And give me a moment to just figure out what the fuck I was gonna do, because I closed that tab because I'm a fucking idiot. Oh god. Jesus Christ.
On the bright side, I rolled 3 nat 20s and 2 nat 1s in a row over here.
Yeah, that's super fucking
Oh
helpful.
fuck, there's another nat 20.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy.
Oof.
Wow.
Oof. Focus
Oh, thank God.
right here. I'm gonna make actually, yeah, focus like right here. Yeah, that's a good place. I'm gonna make a fog cloud.
Okay. To
Yeah.
fill the road there?
Yeah, so that fills this alleyway in the road.
Okay. Fog spreads out from that point of origin as your magic works and starts to obfuscate the whole area. What do you want to do?
Just as I had said before, just there's people watching us. They know we're here now. Let's get moving. I'm gonna swap out my shield for a short bow. And I'm gonna go this way.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow close behind him.
All right.
Pop around this side. Is there anyone there?
It appears that there isn't.
How big are these buildings?
Most of them are fairly large. They're kind of average for what you would see in like a town here.
Are we able to climb up anything to get onto the roofs?
You could, yeah.
Alright.
You'd have to make an acrobatics check for sure. Those of you that aren't very nimble might have trouble.
The fog cloud would like cover our ascent, right? Would it?
What's the
20 feet.
radius?
20 feet.
When you get up to the top, the fog cloud will be maybe slightly above the roof.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try to climb the roof.
Sure. A dexterity check, or acrobatics, sorry.
Okay.
I follow after him.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 22.
Okay, you get up.
10.
Alright. So Romero, you're able to leap up and grab onto the side of this building and start to hoist yourself up onto the top with a swing here. Talius, you try to get up, but it's fairly difficult, and you sort of miss your mark.
Am I able to like stick a hand down and try to offer assistance to anyone who wants to come up with me?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Good. Gonna do that.
Okay. Go ahead and make for me a strength check then.
Oh. Oh no. Oh, that's not right.
Hey.
Nat 20.
Okay. You're able to hoist other people up, with the exception of Varus, who has to do the majority of his own hoisting. Is everybody going up?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. You guys make it onto the roof. The whole thing creaks quite a bit with your added weight on top. It seems like most of these are stone houses, but some of these have what look like wooden roofs that line the top, and this is one of those, kind of creaking a little bit as you get up.
Guess want to peeked. Move to sort of close to the top and peek over.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
That's a 9.
Okay. You think that off in the distance you see some movement, but you can't be sure.
Alright. Just gonna pop back down and say, who all has ranged weapons?
I do.
I make a firebolt in my hand.
Varus, can you do anything?
I have 3 light hammers.
You might be able to throw those, but I guess just be ready to charge. Let's pop up on the count of 3 and try to take
Oh,
them.
my stomach.
Alright, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Pop up and see if there's anyone there and like just shoot like fully standing up.
Ah.
Same.
As you step up and look over in the distance, you see nothing.
Ah.
I have 3 light hammers.
Ow!
See nothing. Alright.
I could throw one of you guys. God.
You could throw me. I'm like really light.
I guess as see nothing, just continue over and try. Can I leap over to this building?
Sure, yeah.
Friend, I don't
Cool.
think it's such a great idea to run across the rooftops.
And get leap across to the other side.
Okay. Go ahead and make for me a, let's see here. A strength roll, please.
Strength.
Fucking old man, can't you hear me?
That's 11.
Okay. You run to make your long jump and manage to plant yourself on the other building.
Yes.
Let's see here. Okay. However, as you land over there, you hear a snapping noise and a creaking, and it seems like the roof is barely holding up your weight. You can feel like a depression here where your foot sort of can feel that the wood is ready to give way, but luckily it didn't break, sending you straight into the house.
I'll go prone to try and distribute my weight a little bit.
Okay.
Just crawl over here some more. Just turn around. Are you guys going to come? Be careful, it's not very sturdy there.
Nah, I like the ground, and I'm gonna go back to the ladder.
I follow along the roof.
Who has the lantern right now?
I do.
You hear in your voice again, the bird voice speaks to you again and says, "Wasting time. They're moving. They're all moving." And then you hear
Where?
something. It's like the sound of a window breaking, and it comes from towards the north, over in this direction.
Fuck.
Do we all hear this?
You hear the sound of the window, but not the voice, obviously.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Move over here and try and look down the alleyway, see if there's anything there.
You see hordes of people in robes running down the alleyway here. There's dozens of them.
Oh shit. Just look and turn over. There's robed figures over there. What should we do?
As you
There's-
call
they're
out,
probably
some
the-
of them look over in your direction, and to make
probably the
matters
townsfolk.
worse,
What'd you say, Lucian?
I said to make matters worse, a few figures appear over here, some over here. A few of them come down the alleyway, some over here. And we are going to end the session there.
I'm
Woo!
just-
We're here at TPK!
No, not yet.
Not, we're gonna save that for the third session.
I'm just gonna make sure that I have my character prone, not dead. Ugh.
Go. Congratulations on not dying, everybody. Holy fuck. What a dumpster fire this is.
What are you talking about? Until I said something, it's not a dumpster.
Can we get to level 3 so that we don't die?
Well, since you asked so nicely for it.
No.
Please?
Yeah,
Well.
third dumpster. What? Can our team name be Three Lighthammers?
Right?
I was proposing the third dumpster fire.
Here, wait, I
I
got
think they're
something.
both
I got
strong
something.
candidates.
So if I jump off this roof onto the other one and I make it, I'm probably just gonna cave in the entire roof.
Probably.
Or at least that portion of it.
No, I'll aim for the main beam to take the whole thing down.
Jesus Christ.
Because it's the best chance of supporting my weight.
Well, Monday group, it was a treat. I hope that you all enjoyed yourselves. I had fun this session, despite the fiery dumpster and the smell that it
What
left
fire?
lingering. But other than that, you guys did it. You went 2 sessions without TPKing. That's your
Wow.
That's you've passed the record. This is the end point for you normally.
Yeah,
Well done, guys.
that's pretty cool.
You don't get
Yeah.
level 3, but you beat a personal best.
Guys, we should throw a party next week, like a one shot of our characters at level 20, because
Because there's no
We
fucking
made
way
it.
it's happening normally.
we've made it.
So to all the players, good job. Cough, cough. And to the audience, always a pleasure to have you. And to all the patrons, you guys are the reason I pay my rent. Thank you very much. We're going to talk some random stuff. You can hang around if you'd like. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Adios.
Later, nerds.
Bye.
Alright.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
can we
wait.
call ourselves Ignis Nugae? Just because it just means in Latin fire trash.
Fire trash.
Sounds kind of close.
I don't get what was a dumpster fire. I don't.